Tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Advanced Air Home Service. One call does it all.
Dispatch, this is Mindy at Advanced Air Home Services.
Coming to terms with a dying AC unit is tough. If you need to replace your AC, visit AdvancedAirandHeat.com to schedule your free estimate. Advanced Air Home Services. Licensed CAC 1820806. Terms and conditions apply.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Rates are near 3-year lows, and if you have a rate above 6.5, you may be able to lower it a point or more.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. This summer, we're turning up the heat on other dealers with all-in pricing online at greenwaykias.com. The price you see is the price you pay. No games, no surprise fees, just easy upfront pricing. Plus, get rates as low as 0% APR on select new Kias. And a helpful finance team working to get you approved even if your credit isn't perfect. It's the Summer Sticker Sales Event. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see it in a Greenway Kia.
With approved credit, offer expires 7/5/26.
Hi, this is Mike Lester with Talon Wealth and the Guarding Your Nest Egg radio show, and I have another investment idea for those seeking great returns with limited risk. Recently, we did a structured note for our clients, paying them 18.75% per year for 4 years, and it was great for clients seeking income or growth and principal protection. The note was based on the S&P, gold, and silver, and our clients won't lose principal as long as none of the ETFs are down more than 40% 4 years from when we placed the trade, and the bank guaranteeing them doesn't default. This isn't an offer because we already traded this note, and structured notes aren't for everyone. But if you would like to know more about how structured notes work and what we currently have available, call us at 916-888-4000, 916-888-4000, if you'd like to learn more.
Advisory services offered through Talent Private Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The opinions voiced and information provided in this material are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual.
It's tough watching your kids struggle with allergies, runny nose at recess, congestion at practice, trouble focusing in school. And then there's the guilt when you forget their allergy meds. But it doesn't have to be that way. Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help. They've treated thousands, including kids, with quick, kid-friendly testing and pain-free allergy drops. Make the most of summer break. Schedule your appointment now at AspireAllergy.com. That's AspireAllergy.com.
You've got to try the new TikTok diet.
Just ask Chat.
I just take blue-green algae.
Or you could trust your gut. When it comes to your health, how do you know what's right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that analyzes your real-time biology to give you personalized nutrition guidance and custom supplements. Not trends, your biology.
Learn more at Viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
Storm season is here, Central Florida. Is your home ready? Renewal by Andersen is offering storm season savings with buy one, get one 40% off windows and doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 1 full year. Storms and hurricanes have caused tens of billions of dollars in damage across Florida annually. That means now is the perfect time to prepare your home before the next storm is on the radar. Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim Impact Windows and Doors are built for Florida homes and designed to help stand up to severe weather. Florida homeowners don't just choose their windows for storm protection, they also improve energy efficiency year-round, which means added comfort and lower energy bills. Schedule a free in-home design consultation where their experts will guide you through the full replacement process from design to install. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com and choose your savings today, or better yet, stop by their showroom off of Lee Road in Winter Park. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go, just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM, HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station guaranteed human.
Now, your chance to win $2,500. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Travel. That's travel. Enter it now.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. News Junkie is on. The best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie starts now.
It is Wednesday, June 10th, 2026. Lots to get to today. From Karmelo Anthony found guilty to chaos in the streets after an attack in Belfast, and who is behind all these hoax bomb threats at zoos. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. C-Lane is here.
Hello.
So are you. You can send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right in the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Mostly good. Mostly good.
Why mostly? What's that mean, man?
I'm just a little nervous here.
About what?
Because I pushed an update to the software last night.
Oh, you want to make sure that the Drop Slinger software you made that it runs all the audio I play?
Here's the thing, I know that coding in such a way where the AI does all the work for you is a little stolen Valerie. Even though I designed it, I made all the decisions.
You are the coderino, as they say.
But now that it's in use all the time, it's just really nerve-wracking. I didn't expect that part.
All right, okay. All right.
You're not happy, man.
Okay, all right.
Facebooks, Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
Everything seems to be in order.
Yeah.
I mean, what more does a broadcaster need? What more does anybody need than what I just played for you right there? Oh, we have so many things to get to here on a Wednesday. One thing that we're going to do today, we got a lot of stuff to sift through, but one thing that we're going to do is we're going to take your confessions once more. And we'll toss out a prize, C-Lane, for the best confession, whether it's via dispatch, email, whatever it is. Get something off your chest. You can be anonymous if you want. Put anonymous or use an anonymous dispatch, which you can send by not even being logged in. And we're going to pick a winner of the best confession during the show today. You're going to get a News Junkie shirt, hoodie, and some magnets. You're going to get the whole shebang. A nice hoodie for when it gets cold at some point in the future, a nice shirt for right now, some magnets to get in on Game of Magnets, and all we need is your best confession via dispatch or email today. It doesn't matter what it is. Confess. We will try our best to absolve you of it, and we want to hear what you have to say. So send those over, get those dispatches rolling in. Somebody's going to get a hoodie, a shirt, and some magnets to kick things off here on a Wednesday. One thing I was thinking of was when I saw the clip that's going to be the opening clip here in just a second, I was like, I wonder if C-Lane would do this with Jackson. I wonder if C-Lane would do this as a father with his son Jackson, or if he would be like, no way, I can't risk that. But it's hard to know. Like, I don't know enough about what decisions C-Lane would make as a dad. I only know that right now he has that super skill where he was helping me test something out in the studio the other day, and C-Lane's got Jackson right next to him, and Jackson looks at me on the laptop, and I go, hey, Jackson, and Jackson goes, "Abba-dooba-da-ba-dooba-da-ba-dooba-da." And then C-Lane goes, he said he went swimming earlier with his friend Raul. And like, I'm just like, what? This superpower that you only have when it's your kid. I have no idea how you do it. There was 3 or 4 times Jackson is talking to me in this conversation the other day. And Jackson goes, and I go, I got no idea, but I like your bluey shirt, buddy. You're looking good over there.
It's something that when you, like, if you don't have a kid, but you have friends with kids and you witness them do that. Like, I saw this with my cousin, and her kid is now 7 years old.
Right.
But when she was younger, she was doing that thing, that translating thing, where it was like, I know what you're saying, but nobody else knows. There's like 3 people who know what you're saying on any given day, and for the most part, you don't know. Or he says stuff wrong that sounds.
You don't dare correct him.
No, it sounds so much worse. And my mom was trying to correct him yesterday because his S's aren't good, and sometimes his S's turn into C's or K's, like a hard K.
Oh, great.
So when he talks about his socks, you know.
Oh, my God. It sounds like he's saying the C word.
Yeah, it sounds like he's saying over and over again. And he talks about my sock. Where my sock? This is my
quite
sock.
a skill.
Yeah.
It is quite a skill to be able to interpret all those things.
And then you do it yourself, and you're like, oh, yeah, okay. I see how that happened. That was weird when it wasn't me, but now that it's me, it just seems so normal.
He might also just be trolling you because he's operating on a really high level and he wants to. But
he wakes up in the morning and goes, "It is a glorious morning in Florida."
He's like Stewie from Family Guy.
My socks on.
There is a clip I want to start with here. So let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great big wide world of ours. First things first, it happens at a baseball game.
Okay.
So I don't know if you'd be there or not, but
I've been to baseball games.
Here's what this father did. Chat, let's start getting judgy, baby. Let's start getting judgy. Is this a good father or a bad father? You tell me. Here's what happened at the baseball game.
Goes the lead. He got wedged there just over the wall. So that dude's going to sacrifice his son. It's a different method.
So for those of you listening here, which is all of you, there was either a home run or a foul ball, and it's pinned way below in the outfield where nobody can get to it.
Now, they're right behind a giant graphical, like a LED wall that would... It looks like it's saying home run. It looks like this might be a home run ball.
I think this is a home run ball. And it's pinned between the wall and this huge LED screen that C-Lade's talking about. But the ball is probably like 5 feet away from where anybody can reach it.
It's a pretty giant screen.
This guy literally takes his son by the feet.
The lead. He got wedged there just
and
over
he
the
dangles his son over.
So
I'm not even talking about Michael Jackson dangling blanket. I'm talking he's got his son by the ankles and he's just completely like dunking his son down onto the field to grab this home run ball. And the security from the stadium runs over and they're like, whoa, stop. Some of you are saying, stupid dad. I feel like my dad would have done this.
There's so many dads that would have done this.
Yeah. I feel like my dad would have done this confidently. There's a lot of stuff that you say stupid dad for, but like, have we not all been on a very basic level? My father, when we were in the pool, he used to throw us around in the pool.
Yes, I did that this weekend.
Yeah, kids love that. Love it. You know, my father, I told the story of when I was in the Boy Scouts and went camping one time. My brother got really hurt because my dad was taking my brother and doing the airplane thing where he's like flying my brother around like, wow. He's flying him around like he's an airplane. And we're out in the woods camping with the Boy Scouts. And my dad hit the roots of a tree right as he's doing the airplane thing. And the airplane became real because my brother just got flung up in the air and he went about 8-10 feet and then plopped down on the ground. And everybody was like, how could you do this? And I go, this is kind of a thing. Yeah. It's like a father-son thing. You do a little risky.
I absolutely agree with you. However, there are a lot of stupid dad moves that thrived in the 80s, thrived in the 90s, probably even stupider ones in the 70s that have been completely canceled by the speed of the internet, by the comment section of the internet, by the fact that everybody who has an opinion on this guy can now just out that and get a bunch of eyes on it, and it becomes problematic.
But should you care about that? Do you, as a father, care about that? Or would you go, you know what's better? Let me tell you, because I'm going to be real with you here. You know what's better? If I'm a little kid, getting that home run ball is something I will remember for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. If I'm a little kid and my dad holds me by the ankles and dunks me down like I'm a human claw machine.
And the dangerous method with which Dad and I procured that home run ball will be part of that story forever.
100%. I would be like, this is so great. Arnott says this is why having moms around is important. Maybe, but is this...
Mom didn't want to go to the baseball game.
Now you know why. She didn't want to be by the human claw machine setup that the husband was going to do. But is this good parenting, bad parenting? Tell me what you think. Abraham Dragonfred says, thank God somebody stopped him. You know, the little kid had a smile on his face. He was just being held and dunked down. The kid will remember this forever. He wasn't really in danger, was he?
I think the dad had a pretty good hold on him.
Or I sure hope so. I sure hope so. Platypus Dude says people are soft nowadays. You could tell us what you think. Send a dispatcher an email over to tips@thenewsjunkie.com.
It's a gamble, you know. As a father, it's a gamble. And
worth it, though?
That could go really well. Or, you know, it could go sort of bad and the kid falls a little bit but is not that bad off. But people, you still get a whole bunch of S from the people that saw it happen.
Yeah.
Or it could go even worse.
Well, the kid could Eric Clapton all the way, you know, all the way down. It could happen.
Yeah. When we went to Costa Rica like a year and change ago, I went on a rope swing.
Yeah,
that was a gamble, man. It was a huge gamble.
That sounds like a gamble, but life is full of gambles. I'm not saying go swimming with the sharks. I'm not saying go parasailing or go skydiving, but I'm saying, like, you know, a father and son horsing around. This was like half of my childhood.
Oh, I loved when my parents played catch with me in the pool.
It was fun.
It was a great time.
You did that with Jackson, right? You throw him up in the air a little bit.
I've done it plenty of times, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I did it one time, too many times, in a pool that wasn't even mine.
Okay.
And I hear, stop. I go, what? What's wrong? He threw up in the pool.
Okay, yeah, so that might be over the line a little bit there. All right, I have to catch up with this. Let's just work in all the sports stuff right at the beginning before we get into the crazy, the drama, all the good stuff. I've got so much to sort through today. It's going to be fun. But I have been enjoying watching the guy, Freddie from Germany, who's in the United States for the World Cup, and he's just like falling in love with his country. And he's like, everything is amazing. Waffle House at 1 a.m. is amazing. All of these like quintessential American experiences are amazing. And he's not alone. There was another woman from Sweden, I think, and she was over here and she's going like, this is so great. America, they went over here and they were expecting that things would be terrible or like political or that everybody would have guns pointing at each other or whatever. And they found America, like in its truest sense, all of the crazy, beautiful things. They're looking at all of our wonders of the world and they're looking at our Grand Canyons and our big buildings and all of these people with a fresh set of eyes are like, damn, America's pretty cool. I don't know what you guys are complaining about so much. This is the equivalent of a little kid growing up in like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house. And when you grow up in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house, that just becomes normal to you. But when you have some friends from the hood come over, or maybe Will Smith from West Philadelphia comes to visit, he's looking around, cranking his neck in every direction, going like, wow, you know, this house is unbelievable. What is this right now? That is what's happening. And Freddie posted at one of the World Cup opening events here, he's like, oh my God, there's an eagle just flying around the stadium. And a big, giant eagle is just cruising around the stadium. As all these people, tons of them from around the world, are sitting there watching as the World Cup action starts. I don't care about soccer, but I love this. I think it's great. And I think all of us could agree, like, if there's something that could bring us together, maybe let us realize before the 250th birthday of this country, like, hey, you know what? Maybe it's not half bad around here right now. Maybe it's not half bad around here. But this is what this guy is appreciating. Fishbulb says, not a fan of his America is awesome rants. It's like he's trying hard to make a point. You know, what is your point? Besides just talking about mine, what is yours? Is your point that I'm wrong? Because I'm talking about it on the run-up to July 4th, the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. And tell me what I've said that is wrong, you dumb son of a bitch. Okay? Tell me what I've said that is wrong. This is the kind of stupidity and the peeing in the punch bowl behavior that ruins everything for everybody. All right? That's the problem. You're the problem. Okay? Loser? You're the problem. You're the problem. What I'm saying is something that I think can bring everybody together. And I think it's a fantastic thing. And I think most people agree. But, you folks let me know. There's like the blatant negativity for no reason is just absolutely loser behavior, fundamentally loser behavior. So I hope you understand that. I hope everybody in chat bullies you to no end. I hope they all bully you to no end until you cry and run away and hide in a corner tonight and think about what you've done. And then you can come back tomorrow and be normal. All right? That's how it works. Just like America. It works just like the United States of America.
Getting bullied into crying is also very American.
Yeah, just like the United States of America. Kiss my ass. I've had like 4 America rants in my life on this show, and they've all been in the past couple of days based on the content here. All right, quickly, an email rolling in. Let's see what we got here. Tips@thenewsjunkie.com.
Guy's going to go 6 nose sprays during this break.
Yeah. Fired up and ready to go. Fired up and ready to go. Only hardcore political dumbasses complain about things so much. True. Thank you. Very true. Very, very true. David says to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Hi, Sean. Since I lost my job, I'm now seriously considering moving. He's talking about moving to another country. My Social Security and savings don't allow me to live unless it's a small apartment in a bad neighborhood. Well, wait, I don't know a lot of things here, David. I don't know how old you are. One of the things about Social Security is it could be pretty darn good for now, at least, as long as you pay in quite a bit to it over the years. So I don't know what you saved up, what kind of Social Security you got, and how old you are. But he's saying he can only afford a small apartment in a bad neighborhood. It's never too late to make money, though, David. Panama City is being called Little Miami. Medellin, he says, is now one of the safest and fastest growing cities in the world. That's in Colombia, I believe. And many, many more that are on the list for safe, inexpensive retirement options with great health care. I'm true red, white, and blue, but I can't work forever, and I can't afford to live here on my Social Security. Well, your American dollars might go far elsewhere. A lot of guys do that, especially in their older years, especially if they're single. They'll go to the Philippines and start hooking up with a bunch of girls who look like they're 16 or something and stretch out their money as far as they can. And look, I'm not comparing that to what you're doing. But I don't know if I'm fully on the hook buying in that Medellin is safer than your average American city. I just don't know if I believe that.
It would be a hell of a 180 in reputation if it was. I mean, really, top-notch tourism district, top-notch, whatever they're doing over there to resurrect a great reputation.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true. That is super impressive, Medellin. I hope it is. I hope any place like that can turn things around and you'd be like, hey, we are safer than any major city in the United States of America. That's badass. I think they all should do that.
Sean, if you and I were playing a game where I would say something and then you said the first thing that comes to mind, and I said Medellin.
Mm-hmm. I would probably. First
thing that comes to mind. Let's say the first thing that comes to mind.
I would probably say drugs. Yeah. I would probably say drugs. Yeah, I would definitely.
I would have gotten specific.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll see what you have on your mind. Keep more of these emails coming in. We got the updates on what happened with the Karmelo Anthony sentencing. We'll hit that a bit. I want to talk before all of that, though, about something that the Department of Justice said yesterday. And if you're rolling your eyes, just wait until you hear what they said about the Statue of Liberty, because it's absolutely wild. And that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
AI can write jokes. We know when to pause for a laugh. Real Radio 104.1. Guaranteed human.
Looking at some slowdown still on I-4 for those who need to travel eastbound between the Greenway and 535 this morning. Traffic is currently moving well for those who plan to travel north or southbound on Florida's Turnpike. Traffic looking good right now on the Beach Line and the Greenway. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Road trip? Let's go. But first, drive into Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where our trained technicians only pour premium Valvoline oil for a quick and easy stay in your car oil change. Go to VIOC.com for money-saving coupons.
Time to get out of that apartment, time to get out of that rental property, and time to put your money towards something that will be yours. And you can do that with that mortgage guy, Don. He'll help you find a great rate for your mortgage. If you're doing your starter home, maybe you got a dream home in mind, that mortgage guy, Don.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. It's a Wednesday, and I want your confessions. I want your confessions. That mortgage goat, Don. Confessions to dispatches, tips will be included in this. If you have a great confession and you're crowned the winner today, we're talking the News Junkie hoodie, a shirt, and an assortment of magnets. Okay? An assortment of magnets. Abraham says, look, the reality is I would never be able to take a month off work and do what Freddie's doing, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy all of his content. He's also showing things that are very accessible to the average American. That's fairly true. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What can I do for you?
Answer Craig K's question.
He doesn't have any questions. He hasn't given me yet. I have to get those done because everybody submitted so many Predicto questions, and I didn't have it set up so they could put the question in there. Because I'm an idiot. But now I do.
Okay.
Now I have it set that way.
What's your confession?
I don't have any confession.
You
What's
have-
your confession?
I don't give a fuck about extended family.
Oh, well, yikes. Jeez Louise. All right, go get some oxygen out there. Bye.
Bye, sorry.
See you later. No, you're fine. I agree with her too. I agree. The idea that these people coming over for the World Cup are really enjoying the simple things is like cheap experiences that most people could do. Like the most expensive stuff was some little cart thing he went on that he said was pretty pricey. Then he went on Lookout Mountain, which I remember from my childhood. You know, basically what happens, and this is kind of cool, people from all over the world come to America, and they go to all of those places that you might find at a turnpike rest stop. All of the little, like, flyers, all of the little, like, kind of tourist attractions and destinations, and the things that we forget about, or we just, like, you know, they don't come to mind when we think about vacations. That's what they do. The tourist stuff. And I dig it. Courtney's coming out swinging? Sure. I love America and I'm proud of my country, just not my government. True. True. Yeah, and for the record, it's not that I don't give a shit if anybody disagrees. I literally don't care. You can say America bad. There's like 10% of this country that literally just their entire aesthetic, their entire belief system is America bad, which I think is brain dead and dopey. But I don't really care. I'm not going to try to change your mind. However, if you're popping in chat and you're being poisonous as fuck and you're like trying to get at me and you're trying to get some attention, I'm going to zap you every time, okay? I'm going to zap you every time. Sorry, not sorry. To be honest, I'm struggling to find a weekend destination on the East Coast. Well, where on the East Coast? Where are we talking about on the East Coast? You got to narrow it down a little bit. Because I think we can crowdsource this. New Orleans, I've been. Nashville, maybe. New York. FIFA taxes, no thank you. Nashville is great if you've never been. It is. Nashville is a great city. It's fun. There's good food. People are generally very nice. There's a lot of beautiful things to see. So from my experience, you might like Nashville if you like that stuff. 2 minutes and we're back live. I heard a lot of nice things about visiting Charlotte. True, I heard the same. I like Nashville, but the traffic was abysmal. I have not driven in Nashville, so I would not know, but that is probably right. Just flying in, and staying in downtown Nashville at one of the nicer motels, hotels, Holiday Inns for about 4 days or something. It was nice. It was a good experience. Pine Hills is lovely this time of year. Sure, it's better than many places. Pine Hills is going to be on the come up before you know it, my friend. Let's bring Pine Hills back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hang on, folks.
Kale? Maybe. Learn more at Viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
Hey, it's Russ Rollins. Everyone knows that Zero Res cleans, but they clean the right way. That's right. Get reviews, no harsh chemicals, no crunchy carpets, no sticky residue, and fast dry times. Get a deeper clean that lasts longer. Zero Res. Spell forwards or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Everyone's talking about the FIFA World Cup.
But did you know the only place to hear the action for free is iHeartRadio?
What a match that we just witnessed! iHeartRadio and Fox Sports are bringing you every match of FIFA World Cup 2026
live.
Can you believe it?
Every unforgettable moment.
Wherever you are.
Lock in your preset now on the free iHeartRadio app.
Just search World Cup.
And don't miss the U.S. men's team's first match Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
The world will be listening.
How about you?
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Now, your chance to win $2,500. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Travel. That's travel. Enter it now. Radio. Radio. 104.1. Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This is...
So good to be with you. So good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. And you can learn more about the show, as you already know. Why am I even telling you? You go over to thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right. We have so many things to work through here on Wednesday. Sealand, the confessions are piling up already.
Ooh.
And I said, we'll see what the best confession we can get is. We'll see if we give you absolution afterwards and all that good stuff.
And this is just general confessions, right? Because last time we did this, they were all mostly service industry related.
Yeah. And that's fine. You know, that was a topic of the day, and people gave us their confessions related to working in restaurants and some of the more vile things they'd seen. But in this case, just anything generally speaking, you know, on Wednesdays, I think it's a perfect spot to put these. Put your confessions in dispatch form or email form, and I'll start reading those. The winner gets the News Junkie hoodie, a T-shirt, and an assortment of magnets to get you started with a little collection over there. One thing that people have been arguing about, and I've now kind of lost sight of the debate a little bit, so I don't know where everybody's at on this or what's really happening. But for a while, people were arguing about this big ballroom addition that was being added on to the White House.
Correct.
You know, they knocked down like a big portion of the White House, and they're adding this big portion back on. And people were complaining about, they complain about everything. I saw somebody complaining today that J.D. Vance, the vice president, had added on a chicken coop to the vice presidential residence. And I'm like, why do you care?
Okay.
Who cares if they put a chicken coop?
I could see argument about a ballroom. There's a lot more things to take issue with the ballroom. Like, do you find the White House to be particularly protected historically?
Right.
At which case there should be some meetings about whether or not we should tear down a wing of it to build a giant ballroom. Who's paying for the ballroom? Stuff like that. But
good
a
question,
chicken
right.
coop? A chicken coop that's very, very minuscule.
That seems like a small deal.
Like, I don't even know where the vice president lives.
However, I do have a bit of concern that's creeping in after the Department of Justice was just arguing in court about this. So some people sued the White House over the construction that's going on to create this big ballroom that they said they need or whatever.
They also sued over the UFC fight.
The UFC fight, too, they were trying to stop that. And then there was lots of rumors yesterday. That looks like it's still going on, at least for now. We'll keep you up on that one. But
are those things overlapping? Like, are they going to, hide all of the construction equipment and vehicles so that it's not some little eyesore in the grand scheme of the UFC fight?
Oh, and an eyesore is compared to the UFC thing that they've built there? I mean, at least that's just temporary, I guess. I don't know if it's on the other side. I don't know where it's strategically placed, but yeah, they're suing for all of these things. And the ballroom thing, I didn't find to be like this gigantic, huge deal that some people did. That's fine if you do, whatever. But the Department of Justice just said something in court battling for this ballroom at the White House and against the lawsuit to stop it. And the thing that the Department of Justice said, I was like, wait, what now? Hold on. I don't know if I like this. I think I might have an issue with this. Chaos says, who cares about the ballroom? It's what's under it people are worrying about, not what's above. Well, that's another thing, too. There's a lot of work and bunkers and stuff that's more expensive going on underneath it. But the Department of Justice, in a court of law, said that courts are powerless to stop this kind of stuff. They said if the president wants to make changes to the White House or other things like this, they have the authority to do so. And all right, okay, I could see where you would argue both sides of that or whatever. But then the DOJ, the Department of Justice lawyer, said courts would be powerless to stop the demolition of the Statue of Liberty with a front-end loader if the president wanted to knock it down. And I thought to myself, first of all, I don't know if that would work. Second of all,
it'd be pretty dangerous.
If the president was just like, I'm going to knock down the Statue of Liberty, that would be a wild twist of events. Right?
I wonder why they picked that. They just wanted something that was like so quintessentially American to prove their point that they can't stop it. And why can't they stop it? Isn't the whole point of the three-house government the checks and balances so that no one person has too much power?
But not on that. They can knock down the Statue of Liberty if they want to. You imagine
what
how
can't they
knock
down? What can they not knock down if they can do that?
Why would you knock down? That would be a shot at maybe France, but you can't really, like, destroying a president somebody gave you so long ago is not really a dig. France gave us the Statue of Liberty a billion years ago.
Yeah.
And the real hook on that one would have been we should have been mad at France for duplicate gifts because there's like 4 or 5 statues of liberty going around out there. The varying sizes, we don't have the only one. There's other ones you put on this big pedestal and stuff. But the Department of Justice was like, we can knock that son of a bitch down if we wanted to. Just push it over, knock the Statue of Liberty down onto the ground, and we could do that without court intervention. That's a little wild, just to even say that. But that's what happened. The exchange arose in a case over the $400 million ballroom project, which began with the unapproved demolition of the East Wing. Now, I'm sure they were just bringing this up as a bit of an example, but it's a little frightening to even consider that. And that's where we find ourselves today. Let us know what you think before we get into your dispatches and confessions and emails in just a second here on the show.
If a party that wasn't the Department of Justice had said that, like if, say, I don't know, somebody on the executive branch, if Marco Rubio came out and said, hey, listen, I was, looking through the books and kind of scanning my social studies books, and I think Donald Trump could knock down the Statue of Liberty if he wanted to, and the Department of Justice couldn't say a damn word about it. I think a lot of people would be like, you're out of your mind. You're out of your gourd, dude. It's what the court is for. But now that the court is saying it, I go, well, why would you say that? Why would you demean your own power?
Also, that means everybody in the future will be like, what shocking thing can I do so the history books will remember my presidency forever? Like, what is the thing that I could do if I paint the White House
That's
black?
Donald Trump's playbook.
Gulf of America. You know what I mean? Like, these are
Gulf
the
of
things.
America, Space Force. There's so many of these things. Even the ballroom is something that he'll never be able to enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not going to be done in time, right?
Well, they tried to say it was, but it seems like it's going pretty slow, if I'm honest with you. Like, construction, in my experience, it starts off fast and furious. I just watched the entire other side of my street get built up from nothing, from like a field and some dilapidated houses to these big new houses. And in my experience, just watching around, construction starts off with a vengeance, and then it drags on.
How long did that speed bump take?
The speed bump didn't take long at all. They'll put those speed bumps in a blink of an eye.
Not building it.
Oh, getting it?
Getting it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we never actually did anything to try to get it. Courtney just tried to speak it into existence. And technically, it worked.
And then attend the party?
Attend
the celebration of speed bump?
I think so, yes, yeah, for sure. Somebody sends in an email. This is from P, who says, there was a valedictorian shoved off a stage. Have you seen this video? I think I have. This is, let me see what school it is, because the story says controversial valedictorian's graduation speech sparks controversy. Okay, well, that's how it would go, as heckler is cut off. The story says this happened in North Carolina. I'll play it for you in a second. A North Carolina high school valedictorian speech caused controversy. And here's first what he said. All right, this is the beginning of the clip.
As my biggest inspiration once said, every human being has something of value that they bring to the table. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2026.
All right, so he said, every human being has something of value that they can bring to the table. Thank you, class of 2026. And bah, 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 bah. You know, everybody kind of claps. He was, did you see, I'll bring this back here just for those of you on youtube.com/thenewsjunkie. He did kind of have a little smirk going on,
As
right?
my biggest inspiration once said, every human being has something of value that they bring.
See, you know, there's a little, like a little wink, 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 nudge, nudge, nudge.
Almost like I'm getting away with this.
Yeah, it's happening right now. He's
to the table. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2026.
All right, so this guy, I guess, is the valedictorian. He's at this North Carolina high school. And they said the reference was actually from rapper Kanye West. And they said some other student stepped up and tried to blast his remarks, but they were cut off. So that's, I think, the next part of this, which I'll play here.
Valedictorian Kyler William Hosek quoted a 2022 interview with Kanye West from InfoWars. What Kyler forgot to do was finish the quote.
All right, now the administrators are chasing after her with a wireless mic right now, just for the record. They're like, she's trying to get away. They're trying to grab the mic.
Being has brought value that they
grab the microphone. The crowd is booing now. And then she walks back up on stage, says thank you, and then walks off.
Jocelyn.
So, yeah, I guess she was trying to call him out because it was a Kanye West quote he was doing.
Did she steal the microphone?
She did.
She
think.
had
She grabbed
to
it.
have.
Yeah, she grabbed it and hauled ass.
That's
and
great.
It says, his quote was, as my biggest inspiration once said. So he's saying Kanye West is his biggest inspiration. Every human being has something of value that they bring to the table. Not all students reacted to his commencement speech, but it didn't escape the attention of fellow student Sarah Rudisil, who cited the InfoWars interview where Ye glorified Hitler. What Kyler forgot to do was finish the quote. She then repeated the phrase before being followed off the stage by the principal of the school.
What's the end of the quote?
I don't know, but I think she is trying to say he was talking about Hitler in that moment or something. She then repeated the phrase before being followed off the stage by the principal. She says she wasn't handed her diploma on stage, only receiving it later away from the cameras. She was appalled that officials didn't intervene when he made the comment. It just doesn't feel right to let that go by like that. I think the school probably had no idea what he was doing. He was trying to be clever, right?
I wonder, did she instantly recognize the quote? Because she had her phone out.
She did.
So did she Google the quote? Like maybe she saw the little grin he had, and she's like, wait a second, who's your inspiration? You said my inspiration, but you didn't say his name. You just quoted him. I wonder if she, had enough time. Maybe she's one of the, the M last names. So she had some time to kind of stew on this.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I certainly didn't. I wouldn't have picked up on it as anything that I recognize.
Right.
Like if you said my inspiration said this and you just started saying that, I would not think. So maybe she knew the quote, or maybe she knew he was up to something, or maybe she just Googled it. She's like, what's this guy quoting right now that he's smirking at the school?
Now, I'm pretty sure, I don't know this from experience because, shocker, I don't know how many of you knew this about me. I was not valedictorian at my high school.
Oh, my God.
And I was not salutatorian at my high school.
Stop the presses, everybody.
I gave 0 speeches at my high school graduation.
If he did, though, they would have all been about Hitler, is what he's saying. Right?
But I think that the valedictorians had to run their speeches by the administration and get it approved. So you would think that at least if that was the case for this high school, then they would have maybe Googled the quote.
Yeah. Maybe.
If they wanted to do their due diligence.
But I don't know if they clear these speeches beforehand or not, because I've seen a couple where they'll go off into some Palestine rant or they'll go off into whatever rant, and then the school kind of stops them. And I don't know if they know beforehand what these kids are going to say. Maybe they should. Maybe I don't really know. I don't have a firm stance on that.
The other thing, first of all, this girl is kind of at the best possible place to do something crazy if she wanted to, because what are they going to do? Not give her diploma?
Yeah.
She graduated high school. She's done.
That's stupid if they did that, right? Of course, they said they gave it to her.
Well, yeah, and they said they didn't give it to her on the spot, but they gave it to you later. That's how my diploma was. All of us, when we walked the stage at high school graduation, we got empty diploma holders because there was 800 plus students. They can't have all the diplomas there
ready to hand out.
Yeah, it would be a nightmare. So I don't know if this school is that big enough for them to do that or not, but that's the thing. Like, when you are a senior in high school, one of the things that they have over you to keep you in line is to forbid you from attending graduation.
Right.
So, like, if you played some big senior prank, if you did something really bad and
but if she interrupted to call the other guy out for the Kanye Hitler tweet, the school wouldn't want to go against that, I don't think.
Sure, but just interrupting in general or doing
pulling
something.
A Kanye?
Yeah.
Literally taking the microphone?
Pulling a Kanye to be anti-Kanye, which is so weird.
Yeah. That's quite the move. I have to give her credit for the turnaround there, actually.
But, like, what could they do to her?
Nothing.
I don't know. There's nothing they could do to her.
No, not at that point. I don't think. Maybe I'm missing something. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Somebody, Zach, in fact, over on YouTube says, I wonder why C-Lane stopped putting the keyword on his monitor for the keyword contest. Corporate must have gotten a hold of him. It's true. It's true.
Oh, I could
the
do
suits
that.
behind the scenes have been stopping C-Lane.
These ones aren't every hour, though. So in a couple minutes, it's just going to be expired anyway.
The people are noticing that you have been clipped. That's what they're noticing. They're saying that you're not doing it anymore out of fear for the suits. They believe. I don't know if that's true. We'll find out. All right, quick break. We're way behind here. We'll be back. We'll get to more of your emails. The confessions, we'll start to roll those through here in just a bit. We got the Carmelo Anthony stuff, Dave Matthews, a lot more, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show, the Picasso of Palatka.
I don't even know what to say to that.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Wednesday, we are going to be expecting a couple more showers and storms, a little heavier and more widespread than yesterday, but still only about a 40% chance of rain for this afternoon and evening. We'll be expecting temperatures to be pretty close to normal with a high of around 90.
Yeah, if you can. I got the audio of him talking about it. We'll get the other one, if you can. Do you have the clip of what we talked about before the show?
Seeking volunteers with prediction.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I haven't fully sent to the other.
Okay. We'll probably do that at 1, so just as long as we're good for that. Oh, shoot. 1 o'clock. No, we're not First on the Streets yet. Okay, well, yeah, 1. Okay, everybody, welcome behind the scenes of the show. God bless you. Stand by.
receive an all-cash offer and close in as little as 21 days. Take it from one of their clients, Selena, who said, Mark Spain Real Estate was phenomenal. Prior to working with Mark Spain Real Estate, my house had been on the market for over 3 months with no success. After I met with Mark Spain Real Estate, they completely turned things around for me. I closed on the set quickly.
We will get into your confessions momentarily.
Trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home quickly and for top dollar. Find out if a guaranteed offer would be on your home. There's no obligation. Go to Mark.
Hi, everybody. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Twitch. Hi, TNJ chat.
markspain.com and start packing. Hey, Orlando. Are you tired of checking a price online only to find out it's thousands more when you get to the dealership? Well, at Greenway Kia, we changed the game. Every new Kia listed for sale on greenwaykias.com has our Greenway all-in price.
Can a mod on TNJ chat unmute the user I muted during the last segment? Can a mod on TNJ chat, when you get the chance, unmute the user that I muted? I gave him a 24-hour mute. Unmute them. I acted in haste. I was explosively firing away. Okay, I acted in haste. Thank you. Appreciate that, Stephanie. It was Peisenberg I nuked. He's big mad. He sent me a whole email. I'll keep it mostly private. But he basically said the F word a lot to me. A lot of F words in this. Come on, man. We can have a more advanced discourse than just to silence me or anybody else who enjoys your show, interact with it, disagrees with the point. I don't even remember what your comment was, honestly, Peisenberg. It was in a flurry of other things. One thing that I do dislike, though, please, by all means, counter any claim that I'm making. Always counter any claim that I'm making. The reason why I was set off by and exploded at the YouTube guy was because it's like this weird dipshittery that I don't like, where you just complain about something, but you don't really have any input. And that particular comment, that type of comment, I do find to be fucking obnoxious, just to be real with you. I find it to be so obnoxious. Engage, and we'll go back and forth, and that's fine. But that comment wasn't doing that at all. Then I looked over and saw TNJ chat, and I don't even know exactly what you said, but it was something that looked kind of dickish in that moment. I'll go back and look at it later. He never even gets in there and he gets banned for an hour and cries? Well, I may have acted a little too quickly. And for that, I apologize, okay? Sometimes I can get pulled out of the moment by a really just like brain dead stupid comment that I think is so useless and counterproductive. And then from there I'll sort of spin onto something else. And sometimes you get some people who get caught up in the mix. You know? Crossfire. Okay, we're coming back, everybody. Stay put.
Smooth sailing with the greatest from the 70s and 80s. Just open the free iHeart app, search Yacht Rock, and start listening now.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeacrossamerica.org.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at RealRadio1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
Here on the show, I got angry and in a flurry, I banned somebody and strays, just people catching strays, C-Lame. Our friend Pizza Peisenberg, I banned him on accident.
Oh, no.
I looked up and I was like, this is not helpful.
Did you unban him?
I had him unbanned. Well, I didn't really ban him. I just muted him for 24 hours on TNJ chat because it was in the flurry of the commentary, which was kind of calling into question whether or not I was being sincere about something, which, it's irritating to me because if I say something behind the microphone, odds are, especially if I say it multiple times and doubling and tripling down, I'm saying it out of some level of sincerity. And if you want to take it apart or take issue with it or send an email or send a dispatch or even just a comment in chat, those are all good. Those are fine. Tackle what I'm saying and then try to spin me. Maybe you'll change my mind. Peisenberg was not happy, though. He sent an email. I'm sorry, Peisenberg. It was in a flurry of things, man. All right? It happens sometimes. Sometimes I'll see a couple of things here and there, and I'll spin around in a circle. Everybody is welcome here, all right? It's just sometimes your comments are dumb every once in a while. Now, I'm not talking about his in particular. I'm just saying sometimes people who are in chat, sometimes the comments are dumb. 99% of them are good, though. All right, let's get to the actual meat and potatoes here of the show today. And I said before we get into these confessions that we will be on this lovely Wednesday. We will be accepting your confessions, and we will do our best to absolve you of them so you can clear your mind and not have to worry about that. And also, hey, maybe this might be good too. You can get the News Junkie shirt, a hoodie, and some magnets to go along with that. We'll give you all of those if you have the best of all of these confessions today. So let's see what we have coming in here to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. This person's confession, they say they want to be anonymous. I don't really care for the movie The Godfather. It insists upon itself. Send me a magnet. Thanks, love, says this person. I don't know if that's going to capture it, right?
I like the idea that your confession is a hot take.
Yeah. Like, imagine being so scared about outing your Godfather take that you have to whisper it in confession form here on the show. But all right, you're the first one. So you are the best so far. You right now are on the top of the winner's podium. And if it all ended now, you'd be getting the hoodie and the shirt and the magnets. Anonymous says to tips@thenewsjunkie.com, my confession is to the extent of I've always been one step behind, trying to provide for a family and live in this crazy world, but still in the number one country in the world. I'm with you on that one. I somewhat not so recently have found success after decades in the workforce. For the sake of being anonymous, I won't go into details other than monetarily, I am now very well off. All right. Good for you, by the way. Good for you. Someone won the lottery or something here? Or just scored big. I won't go into details, but I'm now very well off. My problem is I don't know how to handle this. Having grown up poor and coming from multiple poor generations, every single day is an internal existential crisis, despite my life being the best it's ever been or ever will be. I'm curious what percentage of people this happens with. Thanks for your time. 8 years, and I'm now just into interacting with the show. What a dunce, says Anonymous. First of all, that's an awesome confession. I love that. Like, as people are kind of trying to guess inheritance or, what it is. But if you really are in that situation, somebody says that's from Family Guy. Is it? I don't think so. If it's real and you really are setting in your confession about this, that's a super interesting predicament to be in. Like, if you've been poor your whole life and all of a sudden money is hoisted upon you in whatever way, you can absolutely get caught up into this. Some of it falls under what people call new money. Some of it falls under other things.
Oh, like sometimes the unsinkable Molly Brown.
Sometimes, what's that? I don't know that
from
one.
Titanic. She was new money.
The thing that always strikes me is that people are too scared to ask. When you come into money, you want to pretend like all the other rich people that you've just had the money all the time. But don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to get a trusted person to help you with your money and listen to people who have good advice. And by the way, it ain't me on the financial front. I'll only tell you just the simplest of stuff. But listen to people and take the advice that I think will help you out. That's a good confession, though, Anonymous, and we'll put you up on top. You even beat the other person with their Godfather take. One more for now. This person says, I need confession here. Forgive me.
Confession.
I need forgiveness.
Okay.
I need forgiveness. Forgive me, Father Sean, for I have sinned. One day, my wife sent me to pick up a pepperoni pizza for my kids. I got to a red light, and I decided to check on the pizza quality. I opened up the box, and it looked good, so I took a piece of the pepperoni. Before I knew it, I looked down, and I had eaten every piece of the circular meat. It worked out in my favor that kids are pretty dumb. I told them it was cheese pizza the whole time. One of them asked what the holes were where the pepperoni slices were.
Shut up, kid.
My devilish Grinch mind spoke without skipping a beat. It's a Swiss cheese pizza, I told them. They ate it up and thanked me.
This sounds like a dumb joke bit that I've heard before, where like, oh, once I was a pizza guy and I ate one of the slices, and then I told the person I delivered it to that it was our new Pac-Man pizza, and they were so high they thought it was hilarious.
We'll take this one as well. I don't know if you've passed the person who just came into money, but we'll figure out who's going to be our winner today. You could be next. Lots of these coming in. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Or, of course, you can send a dispatch, record yours over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. Quick break so we can get back on time. In the next hour, we're going to get all seated up. We got to talk about what's happening out there in the Atlantic. Hurricane season's on. Do we have something to worry about? We're going to find out. This is coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's happening again. July 3rd. Get ready, Mount Dora. We're coming.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Accident reported at Lake Nona Boulevard westbound at Tavistock Lakes Boulevard. Slow ride between Instant oil change. Traffic tip line at 866-676-8477.
What a dumb! Who has two hands and just hit mute for 15 seconds instead of activate Skull Mic? This guy. Look at this, folks. Hang on. Wait. Stand by. Big props to Brad for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you, Brad. Brad is on a roll. I'll mention that when we come back.
Before they leave, follow Washi's Meat Market on Instagram or go to the website, washiesmeatmarket.com, for your big green egg today.
Brad, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Sean muted himself in penance for muting Peisenberg. You know what? Maybe I'm a little trigger happy today. I didn't know Peisenberg didn't like America. That's kind of surprising to me. I didn't know he was down on the United States of America, but maybe that is the case. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If you're set off by me getting excited that Europeans and other people are experiencing the United States of America and having fun, and I think it's a great uniter and equalizer for everybody to kind of see things through their fresh eyes as they look at our great country. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I think that's a pretty innocent thing. I think that's a pretty. It's not like some harsh take in the slightest. Jesus, talk about milquetoast. Sean, I got the magnets for gifting subs. Thank you, crazy drunk cat lady. BDMX Not says that's the point of hosting the World Cup. True. It is, legitimately. Couple of minutes and we're back live. They're Debbie Downers? Sometimes. It's going to be just Sean and I chatting eventually? I don't think so. Actually, I checked yesterday. I think we had more individual chatters and messages in the last couple of weeks than we've ever had on the stream. So there are more voices. There's a lot of people that are chiming in. What I am a little bit overprotective of is I don't like when a community turns into this sort of, I don't know, like there's a negative balance that you have to watch for. And when a community goes too far to the negative side and there's too many like anti-fans or anti-fan comments, I think it kind of ruins the vibes. Not to go off of vibes, but yeah, I think it kind of ruins the vibes. And I don't want that. That's why I've established some rules. I think that you should be a little heavier with muting or banning people here and there, because otherwise people will be encouraged just to be nasty for no reason. I don't want that. I don't think that's good. And I don't think it makes your experience in chat any better. I honest to God, I don't think that improves the experience for anybody. So weeding that out can be good sometimes. But who would have known people be triggered by the America stuff? It's quite weird.
Hi, this is Mark Spain, and we're hiring listing agents. Maybe your kids are self-sufficient now, and you're ready to jump back into the workforce. Or perhaps you're stuck in that demanding job, and the compensation just doesn't...
Big nostalgia for you. Big nostalgia coming back. Something from your childhood has returned for today only. And I think you should do something about this. I'll explain. We're coming back right now.
Mark Spain Real Estate, we have all the components to make you successful as a real estate agent fast. Go to joinmarkspain.com. That's joinmarkspain.com and apply today.
Hey, it's Russ Rollins for HBN USA. Is your bathroom outdated, unattractive, and even like unsafe? Well, good news. HBN Bath can transform it into a beautiful modern space that you're going to love in as little as one day. No long, messy remodels, just fast, professional results. Visit hbnusa.com to schedule your free consultation. Plus, enjoy 0% financing, no payments for 18 months, or up to $2,500 off your project. Visit hbnusa.com. Restrictions apply. License number CBC 1255975.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Reese Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
Hang out with us in the world's most viral newsroom. And do we have anything to worry about for the hurricane season? Maybe, question mark. I'll tell you what's going on in the tropics in just a moment that's making headlines. There is something from your childhood that I guess is only available today. And you should really do this. I really honestly think you should do this. Strangely enough, I feel like C-Lane might be the one I've heard talk about this the most on the show. I think this is a part of your childhood, like legitimately.
Okay.
And it's back today. According to this article that I see a lot of people tossing around, Pizza Hut is bringing back your childhood today. Here's how to get a free pizza out of it. They are bringing back...
Is it Book It?
They're bringing back the Book It thing. But the Book It thing is back today. It says if you're someone who doesn't like to throw away things and you participated in a Pizza Hut Book It program as a kid, today is your lucky day. That hoarding obsession is about to get you a free personal pan pizza. Pizza Hut is celebrating the classic Book It program with a one-day only giveaway today, June 10th, if you're hearing this on June 10th.
Why would you only do this for one day? Like,
because they don't... I think there's a lot of these Book It buttons out there. The little, like, pins you would get or whatever.
You had a pin, and there was 5 stickers you had to get put on it, because I think you had to read 5 books. But I don't think it had to be, like, long books. You know, I think the teacher just gave you the thing, and then you take the Book It pin.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people did. And if you add those pins, do you still have your pin? You have your
Hell
pin?
no.
No, come on, man. This is why you got to keep this stuff around. Every single person who has theirs still can go to Pizza Hut and get a free personal pan pizza today.
When did they announce this?
I only heard about it this morning, so I don't know when it actually was announced.
Oh, yeah, way to give me time to find the pin.
Let's see. Book It.
If I did have any chance of locating a Book It pin from when I was a kid, I would imagine that is in the storage unit that my mother rents that's close to my house, and there is so much crap in that storage unit.
There are 24 hours in a day, Mama Lane. Get in the storage unit. Let's find the Book It button.
By the time she hears this, it'll be July.
And then you tell her she owes you a free pan pizza. All right, that's what she owes you after this. The pizza chain on June 10th will give anybody who has their original Book It button a free one-topping pizza. Okay, is this their announcement? This is their actual announcement for this. They're celebrating Pizza Hut Originals all summer long. The Pizza Hut's going big into the nostalgia. They're trying to bring back the buffets, the red checkerboard tablecloths, all the accoutrements on the table, this.
We've talked about the possibility of the buffet coming back, and I've seen a couple stories about it. I wonder if they're bringing back a certain element of this, because when the Pizza Hut buffet was big, this is one of those trivia things that people like to toss around a lot. There's Today I Learned, or Did You Know? When the Pizza Hut buffet was big, they lined the buffet with kale.
Right.
And nobody ate kale at the time.
Yeah.
No, because they didn't know that it was this big superfood. It wasn't trendy as like a health thing. So at the time, at least as far as I've heard a bunch of times from people, they're like, did you know about kale? They're like, Pizza Hut used to be the #1 purchaser of kale because they used it to line the buffet.
Yeah.
To put stuff like on top of, like, I think maybe if there was a salad part or something.
And then the strangest part of it was the #1 buyer of kale in the United States of America is just throwing it all into the dumpster.
Yeah.
Like,
is a place that didn't serve it.
So crazy that there's a field somewhere. Workers are sweating their ass off. Yep. They're cultivating the kale. They're
Family be
cleaning
upside
it.
down if not for Pizza Hut.
The kale market is completely thrown into chaos because this is happening. And now, if you were part of all of that nostalgia at Pizza Hut, and you still have your Book It button from way back in the day, you get a free one-topping personal pan pizza today.
Be hilarious if you did find your Book It button, but it didn't have all 5 stickers on it. Like one of the stickers fell off, and they're like, nope, nah, it's not valid.
Sorry, can't do it. Yeah. I'll tell you, one thing that stands out to me when I see stories like this is, Courtney and I just had a conversation about this the other night. Obviously, I have an ear for the commentary that suggests, hey, stuff is expensive. It's difficult, especially for younger generations, Gen Z being upset about things being more expensive for them. Totally agree. Totally get it. It's more difficult for you financially than people in a couple of the previous generations. Specifically speaking, though, a lot of these things are focused on either housing, because to buy a house, to own a house is super tough in 2026. Houses are very expensive. Just like a regular house is expensive. And to get a deal on something or even to fix up a house is tough. New cars, where they used to be just a fraction of what they cost now, their average new car is like $50,000, 50. So these things are expensive, and certainly, undoubtedly, prices have risen, and it sucks if you're in lower or lower middle class situations, especially if you got a bunch of kids. It's expensive out there. But I was telling Courtney, and I might be wrong on this, but I don't really think I am. I think a lot of the price increases are isolated to particular areas. Like entertainment is much more expensive than it used to be. We've seen how much it is to go see a Knicks game this week, to go to the movie theater, to engage in entertainment, something that grabs your attention for a little while and distracts you from the world, can be expensive. Right? Clothing is a lot more expensive than it was. Restaurants, like sit-down restaurants, some of them could be much more expensive than they were. But I'll tell you, some of this stuff is hanging on tight as a good deal, especially if you're smart about it. Because Courtney was looking at some old photo. That's what started this conversation. And the photo was for, I think, one of the first stuffed crust pizzas that hit the marketplace. And she said, would you look at this? Here, it was like $9 at the time for a large stuffed crust pizza to feed your family. And I said, what's that cost now? Is it like $19 as it doubled? And she brings up all of the major pizza companies, whether it's Papa John's or Pizza Hut or Domino's. And almost everybody had something in that range still, around like 10 to 12 to, right around, not crazy further from it. Now you got to pick it up, right? Right. You have to go to the place and pick up the pizza and do that. But it remains still a decent deal to get some of this stuff. You can't speak for everything. Like chicken wings used to be literally a dime a dozen in some cases when I was young. That ain't the case anymore. Chicken wings are much more expensive than they were when I was young. But some of this stuff, you could still get a great deal to feed a family on a night where maybe you don't have the time or bandwidth to make dinner.
We used to go to all-you-can-eat chicken wing night.
Yeah.
I used to go to all-you-can-eat snow crab night. That's way,
they don't
way
do
in the
that
past.
stuff anymore. Yeah. We used to have a place that we went to. God almighty, I thought this was so weird. Maybe you guys won't. But there was a place that we went to that had unlimited shrimp. All right. This is not like a major chain or anything.
Not Red Lobster.
No. You would go in and they would have a night where you could get unlimited of a couple different plates, and one of them was shrimp. And there was a guy that used to go in there and see how much he could eat. And I know that they hated it, but they would cheer it on at the restaurant. And they'd be like, is he doing it? Is Dave doing it? Oh my, Dave, all right, bring it out. Dave, you're breaking your personal record. Here's Dave's 16th plate of shrimp today. Oh, he's doing it. 16 plates of the unlimited shrimp. And they bring it out and they set it in front of this guy. And this dude would suck down.
What did Dave look like?
I didn't get to see him when we were there. He was around the corner and we heard the whole staff going, yeah. And we're like, what's going on? Is it somebody's birthday over there? And the woman goes, that guy just broke his record. He's having his 16th plate of shrimp from the all-you-can-eat shrimp thing. And I go, bro, to brutalize your body with 16 plates of shrimp.
The reason I asked is because I'm pretty sure you don't think of this much with seafood, because seafood is looked at as generally healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think shrimp is kind of high in cholesterol.
Yeah, big time, I think. Like, I don't know. I think just overall, putting that much shrimp in your system at once, it's got to be a bad thing.
Yeah.
But he was just pounding it, just absolutely pounding it. Anyways, be good to yourself. Treat yourself every once in a while. And when you have an opportunity like this to engage in nostalgia from the Book It generation and get a free little mini personal pizza, and those are kind of nostalgic. You know, the little, it's like 4 tiny little triangles, little slices.
Like the kind of thing you'd get at the airport.
Yeah, the little square box. It has its own little box and stuff. I don't care. I love it.
It's because they're bringing back Book It. That's why this is like a kind of like a launching point for them to bring back. They're doing the Book It Summer of Stories that you could do like just the parents and their kids on an app, and then they're bringing back the teacher one too.
That's great. I think that's fantastic.
There's a limit of 5 personal pan pizza certificates per family per month.
Yeah, maybe
not bad.
Honestly, maybe all the rising prices, maybe all the drama, maybe people fighting over everything, even people getting triggered by me having nice things to say about America with the World Cup visitors coming into play. Like, maybe all of this stuff, maybe it's all kind of put on the back burner when you go, I can engage in some nostalgia for a minute, and I can have a little tiny, Lord knows it's not enough, personal pan pizza, and I can remember the days I read books to get pizza, because those were the days, I think. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. The NHC, or as best I know, the National Hurricane Center is what they like to go by, has spoken up. They have issued their first area of interest. This is something that we need to watch for. They said there could be a storm that develops. Now, it's pretty early, but let's see what we need to worry about here. Let's see what they're talking
We've got
about.
Our first area to watch, folks. This is from the National Hurricane Center updating the outlook just moments ago this morning. This is the first area to watch in the Atlantic Basin of the 2026 season. Not all that unusual. We typically get our first named storm on June 10th. So we're in the beginning days of June, and this one with a low chance of development in the next 7 days. But we are watching for that development in the Bay of Campeche, which is the southwestern part of the Gulf there.
All right, the Bay of Campeche. So this is like in the part of Mexico where it curls back up. You know, Mexico kind of has like a little tail that curls off of it with Cancun and Playa del Carmen and those areas off it. And the main part of Mexico to the east of Mexico City, that is where they believe that there's going to be some development over the next couple of days. Now, those storms that develop in there, where do they usually go up to New Orleans, Alabama, Mississippi, maybe Texas?
I don't really know. I thought they always develop way out east and then come in.
That happens a lot. Yeah, they've developed mostly the Great Revenges. They come off the coast of Africa, and the hurricanes are spawned right off the coast of Africa, and then slowly but surely they make their way to the islands and the Caribbean, and then the United States of America, the Gulf, everywhere. They're all over the place over there. But sometimes they spawn in the Gulf of Mexico, too, and that's what they're looking at here. This is the first chance of development of the year in the Bay of Campeche.
And she said in that report, right, that usually you get your first named storm by June 10th?
I think so, yeah.
So we're a little behind, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a pretty soft run here, just speaking of hurricane season. And Courtney said the other day, I was like, are you out of your mind? She goes, I kind of hope we get a hurricane this year.
Gosh.
She goes, Courtney, it's been so long. We haven't gotten a hurricane. It's kind of fun. I kind of hope we get a hurricane this year. And I go, are you kidding? Let's think about all these people's houses and all their stuff. And she's like, well, I don't want anything bad to happen, but just the excitement part of the hurricane. And I said, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be a good thing to wish for here. A Sea Witch says, when they're in the Gulf of Mexico, they can go pretty much anywhere. So they can spawn in any direction. I guess everybody's in the danger zone except for the folks in the Pacific side of things. They're all right. They're okay over there. Now, I will tell you, don't fear, don't fret. This is probably not going to be anything, but we keep our eyes on these things at least, and we'll see what's happening. When we come back, there was a moment on stage with Dave Matthews that is standing out. And I told Celine, I said, hey, is this new, this strange video of Dave Matthews on stage? And Celine said, oh, that sort of spawned from one of the nights I was there watching the show.
At least as far as I read, I don't know how many of these little speeches he's given on this tour, but there was one during the show that I went to, and then there was this one that happened over the weekend.
Well, we'll talk about what happened with Dave Matthews on stage. It's got a lot of people talking. We'll get into that. I have an update, believe it or not, on the show today. The streamer whose girlfriend cheated on him with her own cousin that apparently she was engaging in some sort of relationship
Talking
with.
about yams.
The yam lady, there's an update on that. She has an explanation, or at least she thinks she has an explanation. I've got that coming up for you. A lot more on the way on a Wednesday. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Is it? But is it better? Is it worse? I mean,
Yeah, the dude was better.
Really?
Was he?
Yeah, because
Hello! Welcome behind the scenes. How are you, everybody? Skomike activated. Oh, I forgot to mention Brad the Realtor and his gifted subs. Brad gifted subs times 10. I'll mention those when we come back.
Make today a little better with IHOP and the IHOP value menu, where a full satisfying meal is just $6 any day of the week. Pick your fluffy pancakes, crispy bacon and eggs, or try the new BLT, stacked high and served.
An update on that cousin cheating drama, cousin cheating sex drama.
Have a chat for a second. If you're starting to see the symptoms of erectile dysfunction or PE show up, well, you know, that's not a fun time, and it's something that does not fix itself. You can try to brush it off. Maybe you can go.
Sean, you built those pants to fall off you for show?
It still shows up.
These pants? No, I do have a problem. Hey, Barbara. Hey, everybody. I do have a problem. And, chat, does this mean that I'm fat? I haven't gotten on the scale in a while. So I don't know if I've lost weight or whatever. But I have this problem every once in a while. The back of my shirt, see how it's a little too short? Like, if I bent over more than that, like the back is a little. Is that a sign that your stomach is pulling out the shirt and therefore it's tighter on the back? Or can I blame whatever factory made this? Is this because I'm fat? Yes? Damn it. It's fine. You need an untuck it shirt? I don't know if I want one of those. The shirt fits like really well and it's a very nice shirt, but it's just that little, like the back part. Just the back part that gets me. A couple of minutes and we're back live. Your shirts are too short. Lift your arms. Is that too short? For me, it's a sign my boobs are too big and the shirt rides up. Yeah, because that would be the same thing. Like the front of your body is pulling out the shirt, so the back of your shirt doesn't have enough room to cover everything. You need a longer shirt? But if I lost more weight, wouldn't it maybe just work its way out? I think that might be a solution. How tall are you? 6 feet tall. My belly wasn't exposed when I did that. My belly is not hanging out in the slightest. I'm not going to be gaslit by you guys today. We already got into a fight over the America stuff. We're not fighting over this. Don't say Bootsy. Nothing was. I could feel. I would be able to feel the air on my skin. How dumb do you think I am? All right, hold on. Here. Wait. How do I get myself in this monitor? Okay. All right. All right. There. Right there. Got it. Oh no, you can't. It does show a little bit. I didn't feel the air on my skin. Does that mean that your shirt is too short if that happens? It does? That means it's too short? Jesus. No, I just got to double down, get more activity, get them steps up. Get them steps up. I shot a little bit low of 10,000 yesterday. I got to get my numbers up. Although yesterday was a no-drink day. Somebody stuck that shirt in the dryer and shouldn't have? Lay off the 3:30 meals? What? That is not doing me any problems. 3:30 is the first meal I have of the day. What am I supposed to do? By the way, my 3:30 meal is maybe 650 calories. That's not that bad. So I wait all day long, and then at 3:30 I have my meal when I'm getting ready to do the podcast and stuff. And in that moment, I'm eating, but I'm not eating that much. I did have ice cream last night, though. I have to be honest. I did have ice cream. All right, we're coming back in just a bit here. I got confessions galore coming in. You guys want to hear some more confessions? Okay. Here we go. We're coming back, everybody. Buckle your butts. You're waiting too long to jumpstart your metabolism? That's probably true. All right, here we go.
RNA-based human biology database and thousands of clinical research studies. And many people who use Viome report more energy, better digestion, and a better mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing. Learn more at Viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase. Viome. Trust your gut.
Joy is essential and it's also elusive. But now there's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more joyful existence. Joy 101. It's a new podcast hosted by me, Hoda Kotb. If you're craving inspiration to maximize your joy, tune into these candid, uplifting, and moving on-air chats. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Joy 101, and listen now. Joy 101 with Hoda Kotb is presented by CVS.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com. Radio.
Documenting and contributing to the decline in American culture. This
on the way here. In fact, we'll get to them in just a moment on the show and an update on that cheating cousin scandal that we discussed on the show. If you don't know about that, don't worry. We'll bring you up to speed here in just a moment. Big thanks. Big fat thanks to Brad with the 10 gifted subscriptions. Premium subscriptions to newsjunkie.com, unlocking secret shows for folks just like you. Big fat thanks to Brad. That is much, much appreciated. You can go claim yours from Brad Wallace Realtor with the 10 gifted subscriptions. Unlock secret shows courtesy of Brad over there on the website. And you could also find, I added a couple of more things if you go to the newsjunkie.com for you gifters who, that's the best way to support the show, really. If you go to rewards in the gifters module on the newsjunkie.com, you'll see there's some new limited stickers. There's some old stuff from the archives. You can get magnets. You get a point for each gifted subscription, and there's 7 different things you can redeem it on as of now. So check that out, and there's more to come over on the website. All right, Celine, we've got these confessions that we're going through today, and we got a big prize for the winner, and I've got lots of them to get to. But I did want to talk about this. We teased that Dave Matthews Band, which you get teased about from time to time.
Just a bit.
I don't even know that Celine listens to tons of Dave Matthews these days, but he historically has been to many concerts. from
Yes.
Dave Matthews Band. You just went to 2 more in West Palm Beach, I
That
believe,
puts me
right?
at 55.
It's been to 55 Dave Matthews show concerts.
Is actually kind of low these days. I think some of the people that have been, religiously going for years and years and years are way higher than me.
And Dave Matthews is it's more than just the music. It's like community and everybody hangs out and it's fun to see him play and you see stuff that he does different times.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw this clip, I said, I don't want to make Sealand the Dave Matthews guy, but I'll ask him. I said, hey, is this new? There was this thing I saw. It was kind of weird. It was Dave Matthews reading a letter on the stage during a concert.
Yeah, he's obviously like a lot of the people that listen to his music or have gone to his shows shouldn't be surprised by his politics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't be.
Yeah, and he has turned up at certain protests and stuff. And when you I think there was one where Netanyahu was in town that he wasn't a fan of, and people were like people that had gone to this particular protest in whatever area he was in were like, oh,
Dave
look,
Matthews?
yeah, look, that's crazy.
Even the counter protesters are like, wow, Dave Matthews. I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to go over there.
So, yeah, and I've heard him talk a little bit about stuff like this at his concerts before, but I've never seen, and I saw like a Reddit post over the weekend. They're like, he's talking about the thing. He's talking about the article that somebody made, and I saw a picture, and I was like, he brought out a piece of paper? That's new for me, at least. I've never seen him do that.
Let's play a little bit of this, Sealand. This is Dave Matthews at this show. He brings up an actual piece of paper, and he's kind of reading off this message, and it just seemed strange that this would happen at a concert, but I guess he was addressing something.
I don't try to make it a secret that I disagree with the policies of Israel and the United States and our treatment of the civilian population in Gaza and the West Bank.
All right, so he's reading this off of this sheet of paper. He's talking about the Palestine stuff.
But that should by no means be twisted into anybody thinking that I am bigoted or anti-Semitic in any way at all. On the contrary, I have a deep respect and love for all of my life that I can remember, and an admiration for the culture and history of the Jewish people. I don't think any group of people have contributed more to the advancement and the evolution of our understanding of each other and of the world around us and the universe.
He's kind of doing my black friend thing here.
I kind of picked that up a little bit, and I think at some point in this, he says that this is the thing that I read that stuck out most to me as some of my friends are black was he was at a bar mitzvah on October 7th.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah.
But now he's like, look, I am against what's happening in Gaza, and I think that the Israeli government is wrong for bombing the hell out of Gaza, et cetera, et cetera. He's like, do not confuse this with me being anti-Semitic. The reason he says that, because a lot of the people, a decent amount of the people at least, who are, they make their entire life and existence about a tiny strip of land halfway across the world, right? These people, their entire existence and their aesthetic and their life is about Gaza. They've never been there. They'll never go there. But, they everything that they believe is about this. A lot of those people, a decent amount of those people, at least I can confidently say, are just flat out anti-Semitic when you get to the end of the road. You hear them talking. You hear the things that they say. I've never heard Dave Matthews say anything that I would believe was anti-Semitic.
No.
I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of him talking about this, but it seems like somebody said that. Is that why he's making this? He's like, I love Jews. They're so great. The greatest of all the Jews.
He made some comments at the show that I was at on Saturday night. And he touched on a couple things. Like he did his whole, he talked for 3 minutes. I have the audio here. The first minute, the first minute and a half was about kind of ice and stuff.
That's a long time to be kind of blabbing and not playing music, isn't it?
Well, this was like they had just done the full set, and then everybody left the stage. He came back for after the quick encore break, and then sometimes he says a little stuff. Sometimes he tells like a story or something.
So the concert is over and he just talks to people?
No. He came back for the encore break, like after the encore break. So he's going to do a song, and then the rest of the band shows up, and they do the last song, and usually, that would be where something like that is usually fit in. That's where this is fit in right here. He's okay.
So this isn't the last thing you're going to get from him on the stage. No, that would be lame as hell.
No, he's going to do probably a song like just by himself or with one other person, and then they'll do a big, send off, and we're done.
Yeah. All right. So he comes out and he's apologizing.
If we think of Albert Einstein, or we think of the music of George Gershwin, or we think of the philosopher Hannah Arendt or Howard Zinn, or of course the most famous child in the world, Anne Frank.
Anne Frank!
And so many more. And then I have to say, so many of my closest, dearest friends.
All right, I don't care enough to go through the whole giant thing here, but what was he responding to something in particular? Like, did someone say that he was against the Jews?
So there's a handful of people whenever he makes these little speeches, little statements, whatever you want to call them. That when he goes off on Gaza kind of stuff, they go, well, he must be on one side and one side only, and they take it as a slight to the Jewish people. Like, what about us? What about what about this? And there have been some people that I've seen over the past couple years when he talks about, like, the thing he talked about in West Palm was like, I don't like seeing dying children.
Right.
And he mentions Gaza, and sure, he doesn't mention the other side, but like they take that as like, well, that's super mean of him. That's super awful. He's not sticking up for the Jewish people.
I kind of hate that a little bit. Like, first of all, I'm not a big fan of when an artist or musician just does a whole big thing like this. But when you are doing it, I kind of hate that you have to over-explain yourself on everything.
Right.
I hate that you have to be like,
it's almost like the silence is violence kind of thing, where you didn't talk about my side, so I'm going to go to the worst possible case.
Yeah, right. Like you didn't say anything, but you just assumed the worst about it. I don't know if that is going to be a big hit for him or not, but it doesn't seem like it's anything new from what Sea-Line's saying. This is like just a part of what Dave Matthews does.
I think it's definitely not new. I think
he has a Jew-hating segment of his show.
No, for sure not. But I think, and I can't find the thread that was talking about it on Reddit right now, but I think he was responding to some like article or blog post somebody did. Like a Jewish writer who was like, it was this like big long breakup with Dave Matthews Band. Like, here's why I'll always cherish the memories and the music with my friends, but I'll no longer give another dime to them because Dave spews hate. And it's stuff like that. And it's like, come on, it's so unfair.
Right. Yeah. The idea that somebody who disagrees with you is just spewing hate is a dopey one that I've tried to fight against for a very long time. But I mean, I don't know. I did think it was strange to see that, for sure. I did say, because I had not been familiar. I've never seen Dave Matthews even one time, unbelievably. It's a huge sin. I know. I have to get out there and check him out.
My wife is very jealous of you.
Yeah. Well, she didn't go to the West Palm shows, right?
Not this time, but I've dragged her to a handful. I don't know if she's in double digits yet, but she's been,
Well, let's see what we got with confessions here, because we've got some rolling in right now. And people are confessing here on this lovely Wednesday. And what they want is absolution, forgiveness. We'll see if we can give you that. But more importantly, the best confession, whoever wins today, you can be anonymous if you want, tips@thenewsjunkie.com or send a dispatch, is going to get, we'll give you the News Junkie hoodie, a shirt, and some magnets to get your little collection kicked off. B says, hey, News Junkie, Brendan here, and I must confess. One time back when I was in high school, I snuck over to my then girlfriend's 2-story house to do the deed, and while in the middle of doing the deed, her mom knocked on the door. So I hid butt naked in her closet with no doors while she was talking to her mom, and her dog came up and started licking my backside, and I could not make a peep or I would have been caught in that moment. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop, says B. So I guess you were able to just completely stay silent and know that I could do that.
I almost think that you don't even need the absolution for that because you got away with it. Like, it was a successful hide, but, you know.
I would have said something. I wouldn't have been able to not do like, whoa, wah! It's like something when that happened would have come out of
Especially
my
because if you don't say something, you're just sitting there, let a dog lick your ass.
And the dog is making eye contact with you. Like, please. Hey, Sean and C-Lane, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Emails. You've been talking about the visitors to the United States for the World Cup and their reactions to our food in restaurants. Have you watched the Jolly YouTube channel? It features two Brits who travel the United States trying the regional foods, and then they bring them back to a group of British high schoolers for them to try. It's interesting to see them react to common foods that we give zero thought to as Americans. I love seeing how excited they get over something like Popeye's chicken sandwiches or Buc-ee's beef jerky. Oh, by the way, Sean, don't listen to the Debbie Downers in chat. There's nothing wrong with loving this country and highlighting the positives. Have a great rest of your week. Hey, thank you, Appreciate the email. Thank you for that. I do like that. I like to see what other countries, specifically like their fast food places, when they do the comparisons. Here's the whole menu at McDonald's in America, and here's the whole menu at McDonald's in Malaysia. I'm always going to click play at that.
Yeah.
I'm just sucker for
I
it.
always think it's fascinating. Some girl that I am friends with on Facebook, I think she was a local musician or something. She's overseas right now. And she's put, like, I've finally got to eat at McDonald's for the first time in so many years. Thanks, UK. And she was holding up some sort of offering from McDonald's called the McPlant. I guess they had, like, vegan stuff over where she was. And I was like, all right.
The McPlant is like the worst name for all the mix. The McDouble, McPlant? No. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the hot sheet, we have so many stacked confessions here. So we'll have to make it a point to work those in. A couple of those gifted subscriptions to unlock secret shows and get you into the world of full access over on thenewsjunkie.com and in the app. They're still available courtesy of Brad. Grab those right now. There's only a few. And also spread the word. Spread the word by donating yourself. Hit the gift icon on thenewsjunkie.com. The hot sheet, plus the kissing cousins thing, the Karmelo Anthony story and the updates there, more reaction to the obsession stuff, and on we go. We are just getting started. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes, ScoMike Activate.
Happy Wednesday, Central Florida at Plant Certified.
Whoops.
Let's get down.
I wanted you to be able to hear too. And that's why C-Lane's fantastic. You missed all the stuff I said.
Fantastic. That sucked.
I would never. Hey, everybody. Some juicy confessions coming in. I can't wait to work these in. And of course, to appease the guy from yesterday who was angry, I'll give you the update. My prediction versus what ended up happening in the Karmelo Anthony case. We'll see how close I got.
In about 10 minutes, take 5. Stay in your car. Get back to your day.
Question: has Peisenberg been back in TNJ chat? Because I think the answer is no. And that would lead me to believe that Peisenberg just went in there to yell at me and then got muted and then never came back. Never visited again. Unbelievable. He just came in and sniped a shot off, got shot back, and then dipped out forever. Couple minutes and we're back live. We are looking for, let's see, if A. Zappico is around or Space Coast Native, I need to get some Ask Predictos from you. Which is fine, we'll work those in. We will work those in. Peisenberg is boycotting? He might be. I don't know. Yeah, I never know. People get angry at certain stuff. I guess he got angry at that. And then I just saw him, like, out of context being angry, and it seemed strange. How long do murder cases get? It depends. That's a question with too many, there's a lot of possibilities and potentialities connected to something like that. He's still muted. I told you guys to unmute him. Quit yelling, Sean. I'm on my office phone right now. Okay. Keep it cool for a minute. Let me check to see if that's true. Hang on. Stand by, Skullbikers. Stand by. Okay, he's unmuted now. All right, now he's officially unmuted. We'll see if he comes back in. I think the one in Mod Tools doesn't work. I'll have to check that out. The verdict came down in sentencing for Karmelo. That's not how you spell it. Karmelo Anthony? No, it's Karmelo Anthony. 35 years, half mandatory. Yeah, we'll talk about the verdict on that case and the reaction, some of the crazy stuff that was playing out in the parking lot, et cetera, et cetera. But, I mean, like I told you, one of the reasons why I don't think it needed breathless coverage is because the outcome was obvious. To everyone except for him and his family, the outcome was obvious. I still have faith in the justice system, generally speaking. And I figured we were going to get to this exact outcome, which is where we are. 2 minutes and we're back live. Carmelo Anthony with a C is a former NBA player. Yes. We need Joe Mike to calm the mood. Is the mood intense right now? Chat, is the mood intense right now? Are you guys chill or what's going on? Where are we at? What's the vibe right now? Let me just test. Because you're saying we need to be calm. Are people not calm? Everybody seems fairly calm. Bootsy says chillin'. So very chill, I've got a coat on. I'm good. Nope, nobody seems to be freaking out as far as I can tell. I'm pretty chill. You could use a dab, but maybe if I did a dab and then tried to finish this show, no one would like that. Precisely no one would like that. Calm? All right, here we go.
Stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at Viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
Yep, he's planning another project. So this Father's Day at Lowe's, tap into free gifts for Dad. Save big and get a free Select Craftsman power tool when you buy a Select 20-volt battery kit. Valid through 7/14 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This portion of the News Junkie is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 104.1.
Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the News Junkie.
We're getting into it. And it's good to have you on board. Lots of confessions coming in, and we'll feature a bunch of them in the second half of the show. Some of these are juicy, honestly. Also, before we get into, very, very quickly, before we get into the hot sheet, I saw that it's getting kind of crazy out there. It's getting a little wild out there ahead of the World Cup. And there's an octopus that does predictions for who's going to win the World Cup. And they did these simulations in the octopus. It's called Paul the Octopus. The octopus is floating around and he selects whatever the winner is.
Is this the same octopus that they use for the Super Bowl, or do they have a soccer, like a soctopus that they use for soccer?
This is the German one. Yeah, I think it's the same one. I don't know if the octopus is just replaced by a new one all the time because they don't live super duper long. But Paul the Octopus,
true, yeah.
Because his predictions are coming out, he's been getting death threats. The octopus, they're sending death threats to the octopus that's predicting the World Cup outcomes.
Listen, octopus, I will kill you, and then I will parboil you and then roast you on a grill and squeeze lemon over you.
It's a little aggressive, but you do you, I guess. Here we go. Let's do the hot sheet.
Check the hot sheet. It's news, but not like real important news.
Best investigator reporting on the planet.
The top stories from the people on your screens and speakers are on the hot sheet. Right. With C-Lane.
That's right. The top 5 stories in the nonsense news brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. And, I had a story about a weird name yesterday. Tom Brady's new coconut water, Good Nut.
That's not a great name.
I beg to differ. I think it's a pretty good name. They're going to have some great fun marketing Good Nut to the people. And then HBO is just like, hold my beer, I guess, because they got a documentary coming out. It's produced by Sarah Jessica Parker of Sex and the City fame, chronicling the life of iconic New York City public access call-in TV show host Robin Bird. Have you heard of Robin Bird with a Y?
I feel like I have, but I don't know from where.
She had this call-in talk show in New York City, and it had to have been on like cable access or something like that. It had a lot of adult entertainers in it. It aired from 1977 to 1998, and she wore a black crochet bikini throughout the run. She performed.
I'm trying to be very careful about what I show for the people on the stream here, C-Lane, but this is the lady, I guess.
This is the picture, that one of her laying down under the Robin Bird show thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she performed a musical number each to end each episode of the long-running series. And it's named after the musical number.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say it because it's the name of the documentary, but it's called Bang My Box, The Robin Bird Story.
Oh, like about the TV box or...
Right, yeah, because if you're getting bad reception or something...
Yeah, you hit it.
Or like my 2-year-old likes to do whenever like a big Amazon package shows up. He literally takes a big stick and bangs on it. So, that's clearly what the documentary is about, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Before the internet and ubiquity of social media influencers, there was Robin Bird, who created, produced, and hosted the late-night call-in show that incorporated performances, interviews with adult entertainers, and experimental artists. Man, 1998 might have been a little early for me, but where was that show when I needed it?
Yeah.
Look,
I wasn't familiar. I thought I knew the name Robin Bird, but, I'm interested. It could be an interesting thing.
Speaking of adult entertainers, Stormy Daniels has given a little insight into how she came up with the name of this stand-up comedy tour that she's on, which, by the way, I don't know if anybody has seen this show. I haven't heard much from this person, but there's no way in hell Stormy Daniels is funny, is she?
I would not expect it, but sometimes you get surprised by that stuff. I've seen people go up on stage every once in a while. I'll see somebody go up on stage and I'll be like, this person is not going to be funny. And then my jaw drops.
I did not have that experience with Screech, unfortunately. No. I showed up and said, this person is not going to be funny. He was not funny. And then I took my picture with him.
And you told him, great show. Very good.
Love you on that show. While brainstorming titles for her new comedy tour, Stormy Daniels wanted to choose something that wouldn't immediately reference her previous career in the adult entertainment industry. So she was instantly discarding pun-heavy options like partly stormy or the perfect stormy. She wanted words that if you Googled them didn't bring up any of her adult movies. Well, that's kind of hard to do when your name is Stormy Daniels. Yeah. Although there's other stuff that comes up when you...
She could call it Jack Daniels, and then she'd be in the clear. You'd search whatever you want, no problem.
I didn't want somebody to Google the wrong thing. I wanted to make sure my comedy tore up, so she landed on unicorns in the kitchen.
Sure. There you go.
Which is it's an inside like story about her daughter, and that she blamed something on a unicorn that happened in the kitchen. See, this is why I don't think it's going to be that funny.
I got to tell you, around your house, her particular house, that might be a riot, but that seems a bit inside for the rest of us. I'm not picking up on it.
When was the last time you found somebody's wallet or just credit card lying around somewhere? Have you found a credit card?
I don't know that I've ever found a credit card. I have found a wallet. I have found cash a couple of times, but I don't know if I've ever just found a credit card chilling.
Well, this guy in Phoenix found a lost credit card at a gas station. He decided to do the right thing. His name is Jeff Guy. Jeff spelled like Geoff. And he said, I want to contact the owner to return this card. And he recognized the name on the back of the card, which I didn't know if this person would have this exact name on the back of the card. But it turned out to be this guy right here.
Ted Nugent?
No, he's been known to know a bit about Milwaukee, which is Algonquin for the good land.
Oh, Milwaukee. Oh, I don't know. Who is it?
That would be the line from Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper. See, I would have known School's Out for Summer. Is that what song that was going to be there?
Yes, that was School's Out for the Summer. No, the guy recognized the name on the back of the card as rock and roll legend Alice Cooper. Cooper had been golfing in the area and accidentally left his card at the gas pump. A guy called Cooper's team. How do you even find that number? To schedule a time to return the card before Cooper left the country for a 5-week European tour, which back in the day, that would have been a huge inconvenience. I mean, if you're on a 5-week European tour these days, you can get another card made at some point, especially if you're Alice Cooper.
How much is on the Alice Cooper card, you think?
What, like the limit?
Yeah, you think that
the guy makes good money?
He's doing radio nowadays, I think.
Is he? I like Alice Cooper.
I don't dislike him.
I think he's fun. They said the guy is a legend for people of my generation. That's for sure. I'm glad I could help get the card back to him. The handoff happened at Alice Cooper's Teen Center in Phoenix, which I did not know he had a teen center. That's a little weird, but okay. There's all kinds of speculation on this Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce wedding because I think it's coming up, right? July 3rd?
Yeah, in New York, I think, right?
Well, they thought it was going to be at some place near her estate in Rhode Island or something. There was all these rumors, and it's super hush-hush. And I did not expect this. Now the rumor is they have rented out Madison Square Garden for at least 3 days and paid top dollar to do so. It says Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are paying retail for their wedding event at Madison Square Garden, and the full price is well into the millions. An industry insider tells TMZ, booking MSG will set you back about $1 million a night, and sources say Taylor did not get a special deal on the world's most famous arena. That just seems like a weird place for it.
Yeah.
But I guess if they're trying to prevent pictures and stuff, like Madison Square Garden doesn't have any windows.
It's a pretty public venue, though.
Not if you want it locked down.
Yeah, I mean,
it's you can keep people out of MSG if you want.
I guess I never thought about utilizing the features of the place to make it private, but you could.
Yeah, there's no windows, which I guess like other really high profile weddings have been ruined, and they said they can park the people underground if they want. Hey, if you have a mortgage with a 7 or 8 in front of it, you should be calling that mortgage guy down right now because he is going to save you some money. Mortgage rates are at almost 3-year lows. So if you want to refi, call our friend Don. He's going to help you out. He is the man when it comes to that, and you can find him at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Thank you, C-Lane. Quick break. When we come back, second half of the show, we've got crazy confessions rolling in. We'll get to what happened with the Karmelo Anthony sentencing, what happened out of that, the cousin cheating scandal update, and a whole bunch more. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's never been easier to listen to Real Radio 104.1 wherever you go. Make us your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traveling on I-4 eastbound before Conroy Road. Just use caution. There's some debris on the roadway blocking the right lane. Crash reported 27 southbound before Belfast Boulevard. That's blocking 2 left lanes. And another accident at 429 southbound after Kelly Park Road, blocking the right lane. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-68.
Hello. True. Every day getting shorter and shorter. Hey, everybody. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Somebody was asking for a feature change to tipsathenewsjunkie.com for TNJ chat. And the question was, can we make it so people can edit their messages? And the reason why you can't edit your message after posting, which I think is pretty traditional chat room functionality, is because then there's no record over what anybody said at what point in time. And they could just go back and alter their post and be like, I never said that. At least there's some record to what people can reference, and they can lock that in. And then only mods or admins have the ability to change it. If there's a big desire to be able to do that, I'll think about it, but I always thought you didn't want people to just be able to change their messages and then there's no record to refer to. You can delete your messages though, right? If you post a message, you can delete it, so you can get rid of it and you can redo it, but you can't edit it because then we don't know what it was originally. So somebody goes, hey, this person needs to be banned forever from chat. Did you see their message? It was about how blank. And I go, all right, let's take a look. And I look, and instead of some nasty message, there's some positive message about, hey, I'm Sean's #1 fan, actually. And they edited it, so I can't, you understand. I can't tell. Yeah, but I misspell S all the time. Yeah, that's part of the risk. Just delete them and start over? Sure. Say it with your chest? Yeah. Get rid of delete too? Hey, I cannot get rid of delete because I post stuff in TNJ chat sometimes and I'm like, I fired that off way too quick. I spelled 2 things wrong. And I'll delete it and I'll redo it. So I would feel so hypocritical if I had the ability to delete, but you didn't. I can't do that. It's called a screenshot? Yeah, that's true. I've seen mods change what people say to some ridiculous stuff that I wouldn't want. Scandal! Are the mods changing what people say? Still no Peisenberg resurfacing? What if we didn't say something, but the mods change it to something? Some interesting questions being asked. We'll consider them moving forward. 90 seconds. Kevin, I'm not even going to try that. No, I'm not even going to try it. I can't do it. He's driving a little mail Jeep somewhere. I've always wanted to own an old mail Jeep. There's a market for those things, right? The old Jeeps that they use for the mail. People collect those, I think. It's kind of cool. Kind of unique, right? All right, here we go.
Comfort Zone bombing drives. And in your pocket, On Plus nicotine pouches. The softest pouch on the planet. Buy a can at onnicotine.com. Products for tobacco consumers 21 years of age or older. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office, Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Hey, it's Russ Rollins for HBN USA. Is your bathroom outdated, unattractive, and even like unsafe? Well, good news. HBN Bath can transform it into a beautiful modern space that you're going to love in as little as one day. No long, messy remodels, just fast, professional results. Visit HBNUSA.com to schedule your free consultation. Plus, enjoy 0% financing, no payments for 18 months, or up to $2,500 off your project. Visit HBNUSA.com. Restrictions apply. License number CBC 1255975.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This.
Hang out in TNJ chat. Get away from all the algorithms, folks. When you're trying to whip your phone out in the bathroom and burn a little time, don't just scroll endlessly. Go into TNJ chat. Meet the people there at chat.thenewsjunkie.com. It's going to change your day for the better, I promise you. They're currently debating over whether they can or can't do or shouldn't be able to do certain things. I always have to try to reference back when I'm thinking about how TNJ chat should be built out. Like, how do chat rooms actually function? And somebody was asking, hey, they emailed me and they were like, hey, can you make it so we can edit our messages? I hate when I misspell something or blah, 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 blah. Like, I think that's how chat works. Like, you send something and you misspell something, or you make a mistake and you're just stuck with it.
Yeah, but they've been given that on the text message front, because that's how text messaging used to work too. But now they're letting you fix your mistakes.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. I think the best thing might be, and then they were mad that the mods were editing their messages for jokes and stuff. Maybe the best thing would be if I was able to edit messages and nobody else. I know that sounds selfish, but maybe that's the best bet. Then nobody can mess with people's comments, but you can still delete yours if you mess something up. We'll figure it out. I know this. There's so much stuff you can do. I moved all of the gaming to a separate chat now, so that doesn't mess up the general chat feed.
Oh, so you're pretty much just building a Discord now?
There's a couple of places you can be. Yeah, it's not really a Discord, because Discord is like more video and audio based, and I just don't have the Codorino skills yet. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But it's a great community over there, so I would encourage you to check it out. Just pop in, say hi. If you want, you can earn points by listening to the podcast in chat. So on thenewsjunkie.com and on the News Junkie app, you can listen to the podcast every day. It's right there for you to listen to. I even added a feature that somebody said the other day, can you make it so I can listen at 1.2, 1.5x, whatever I wanted? Yes, I did that. I added that yesterday. But you can listen to the show and have it on your CarPlay and all that. Or you can listen within the chat ecosystem by putting !podcast, no space, !podcast will launch the podcast player, and you can earn up to like 5,000 points a day, which you can use in that whole ecosystem on TNJ chat. It's a fun time. So go check it out. Chat.thenewsjunkie.com. Okay. Let's see what we got. See, then we have a lot of confessions coming in.
I'm ready.
Here's what we said we would do. We said, I can't read this confession. All right, now I got it. All right. We told you folks, you fine folks today, that if you send in your confessions, either tips@thenewsjunkie.com or via dispatches, I'll play both right now in this segment. If you have the best one of the day, and we'll crown the best one. So far, the one that's on top is the person who just came into some money and they have no idea what they're doing. And they said that they've somehow made their life worse with more money. They didn't think that was possible. That's the best one so far, but I've got so many queued up. And if you win, You get a hoodie and T-shirt from the News Junkie and some magnets as well. I'll send you those. Let's see. This person admits with their confession, everything that I've been doing is all bad. I've got a chick on the side with the crib and a ride. I feel like this is just a rap song, isn't it? I'm gonna skip yours. I'm gonna go to this one. Here is Anonymous. Hello, Sean and Sealand. I have a confession. When I was in my early 20s, I worked at a small Walmart, not a super center, in the electronics department.
Those were lyrics from Usher's hit Confessions.
Yeah, you know what? I figured it was something like that. When a coworker and I started stealing items, slowly. We started with small items, but eventually we grew to larger items. We were stealing TVs, game consoles, household items, etc. We would just walk out with stuff without any questions. We did this for a while and we never got caught. When we did get fired, it was not for stealing. We got fired for letting a friend check out in the electronics department, omitting items from the bottom of the cart, essentially helping somebody else steal. When management spoke with us separately in an interrogation setting, hoping we would rat each other out, I came clean about helping our friend, but that's it. The fact that we did not get fired for the things we did was a blessing, says Anonymous. That's a good confession.
Not bad.
You're absolved, all right? Get it off your shoulders. You're absolved now. Can confessions be anonymous? Too many people I know listen? Yes. Yeah. Somebody else had sent that question. 100%. If you wanted to be anonymous, put it right up on top.
Speaking of anonymous, old Coderino here, we have the anonymous dispatch capability.
That's true.
But you can still hear the people.
Yeah.
You could have a little check mark there to be like, mask my voice, you know?
I thought about that. I'll throw that out there to the people. Do you folks want the ability to do that? Because if so, I'll add it later today, where you would be able to click a button with an anonymous dispatch, and then it would be like, hello, you know, like the traditional anonymous pitch shift voice.
This is anonymous.
Yeah, it's anonymous.
Please
like
keep me anonymous. Wiggle, wiggle, pop up.
It's never a feminine twist to the voice. It's always like some demonic thing. So if there's a desire
we could
for
flip
that,
it on its side and make them all feminine.
we should. Should we go the other way? All of mass media has gone, hello. Oh, my name is anonymous. I guess the beauty there is if it's a down pitch that we do in a deeper voice, we won't know if it's a woman or a man.
Possibly.
With that, I don't know.
Maybe
would you be able to tell the other way?
Maybe
we offer both.
All
Maybe we
right.
switch it up. Or good. Anonymous emails, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I'm friends with a couple that got into a fight about 8 years ago when they were engaged. To get back at the male, the female in the couple coaxed me into sleeping with her unprotected a few times when I was drunk. Long story short, they stayed together, married, and had a daughter close to 9 months after our affair. And now, at 7 years old, the daughter looks a damn lot like me, says Anonymous.
No.
That's going to the top of the list, all right? Secret daughter. Secret daughter. That's a wild one. All right, we'll put you on the top of the list there, Anonymous. Holy cow. This person says, I'll also keep them anonymous.
If you have a daughter that's around 7, 8 years old and your friend shows up in a News Junkie hoodie.
Hang on just a second. And if I give them the free Absolution hoodie, it's going to be even more obvious, I think. This has been on my mind for a long time, Anonymous says. I have two things to confess, and it happens to involve the same friend of mine. First, while on a road trip to a football game, my buddy was cracking open some drinks in the back of my vehicle and used a cup that was in the back seat. The thing is, I'm on the road all day, and that cup was a pee cup that I use sometimes when I can't pull over. He was already drinking out of it, so I said nothing. This person continues. Many years before this, the same guy came to my wedding with the girl he was dating at the time. A couple of years later, after they had broken up, I was at a party where they were both at. She was really drunk, and the host wouldn't let her leave. I was leaving, and she begged me for a ride home. I obliged, thinking nothing of it. When we got to her house, I was ready to leave, but she invited me in. I'm embarrassed to say I took her up on it, and we did all the things. She was smoking hot, and I just couldn't resist. Please absolve me. Thank you, Anonymous. Oh, God. Here's the thing.
These are getting juicy.
Yeah, we got to keep these confessions going. We might make this a Wednesday thing. But I think we have to let the audience vote on this at least a little bit. So let's get our list going. We got the money person, the person that came into money. All right. We got the secret 7-year-old daughter. And now the person P-cup and sex with friend's girlfriend. All right. Well, we got those. I'm putting you on the list here. We will let the audience
I'm
vote
leaning
in
towards
the final
secret
hour.
daughter, but
That's a big secret. That's a big confession to put out there. I want to work in maybe a few more. Do we have? We do have some dispatches. Let me refresh here, and I'll get to a few of these dispatches that we can bring in here. Here is a dispatch. I won't say the person's name.
Okay, well, this one hurts. I'm a better man now, but there was a time back in the late 80s that I used to frequent the ABC Lounge with the revolving bar. And I was such a lowlife. I would park myself in an area and watch the girls get up to dance. And as the bar revolved around, I literally would swoop by, take their purse.
Oh my gosh.
Go into the bathroom, take their money, and drink the rest of the night on them.
Jesus.
Am I proud? No. I've made my amends before on this, but I tell you, it tore my gut up for the longest time. And now I feel so much better that I've put it out there in the news junkie world. So thank you for listening. And that is all I have today.
The more we do of confessions, C-Lane, the more I wonder, is this a good idea?
Yeah. No. When he started with, I just want to say I'm a better man now. I didn't think it was going to get that bad.
I didn't either. I didn't either. Now, some of these people, okay, we do need to do this because some of these people are saying anonymous and they're sending the dispatches in under their username. So I'm taking them off the website. I'm making them not active on the website so you'll be a little more anonymous. Here is a world traveler talking about the United States. Hello?
So I've been government contracting for a little over 15 years. I've been to about 45, 47 different countries.
Whoa.
And none of those places, as much as I like a lot of them, and, I fell in love with a lot of those places, nothing compares to the U.S., culturally, financially, because, these places they talk about like Canada and Switzerland and Sweden and stuff, their taxes are through the roof.
Crazy.
And there's still a lot of maybe not Canada, but in Sweden and stuff, there's still a lot of racial tensions there that people don't understand. Like people like me, who I'm like a dark-skinned Puerto Rican, I could get along as a visitor, but there's still a lot of things for people that actually live there that you don't see, because you only see what's on social media and things like that. But nothing will ever compare to the U.S. And that's why I would never trade the U.S. for any country that I've ever been to.
True and hard agree, friend. True and hard agree. And one thing that always stood out to me was, I remember being a little kid, and when around town, and certainly when we would go on vacation to places, there would be people who were from different cultures and stuff. And one time I remember that stuck with me was they had the Chinese festival was underway in San Francisco in the Bay Area. And so I go with my sister. She lived in San Francisco, right in the middle of San Francisco downtown. And she goes, "Oh, let's go over here. We're going to walk through the Chinese festival that's going on now." And I go, "Okay. I've been through a Chinatown, right?" And I thought what was going to happen. And we start walking through this festival. And it must have been I seriously doubt you could have a larger gathering of legitimately Chinese people celebrating something Chinese, like a Chinese holiday in this case, in any other country in the world. You could never have it. But in the United States of America, you can have an Irish day, an Italian day, you can have a Chinese day, you can have anything. You can have anything. And you have this massive group of people. So when you're in the crowd, you're like, wow, there's so many of us here. That is something that is not repeated anywhere else in the world. It's just not, okay? There's just not a thing that happens in other countries. Can you be an American expat in Europe and find one American bar somewhere? Yes. Can you maybe find a place on Thanksgiving that's serving Thanksgiving food? Maybe. But the fact is, There is no other country on the planet, I fully agree with you, where somebody from any background can find people like them and fit into a community of people like them and have restaurants to go to that are their kind of restaurants. And
they have it in England. It's called Trader Day. And
is
it's a yeah. No,
Trader
I just made
Day.
that up.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Boxing Day for a second. I'm still confused by that one.
Like what it's for?
Yeah, I was just like, I didn't know you would have a holiday for returning gifts. I didn't know that would be a thing.
Is that what Boxing Day is?
I think so, unless I had it wrong. I just know we showed up for Christmas and we're like, the day after Christmas will be fine. Everything will be back open. And they go, oh, no, it's Boxing Day. Oh, Tea and Crumpets Boxing Day. And I go, what the hell is Boxing Day? And they go, everything shut down,
your
mate.
Your British accent is piss poor.
Here, cheerio. Cheerio, Sean. Everything's shut down here in the capital city.
A holiday on December 26th, the day after Christmas, once a day to donate gifts to those in need, but it has evolved to become part of the Christmas festivities. It's a bank holiday or public holiday. The attached public holiday may take place on the 27th or 28th if necessary to ensure that it falls on a weekday. It has to be a weekday?
Really?
That's interesting.
All I knew from Boxing Day was that you like boxed up some of the stuff you got for Christmas and then you gave it to other people.
Yeah, you donated. That they also call it Offering Day.
Yeah, or you people would use it as a day to go shopping, return the gifts they didn't like.
What an awful thing for a child to have to go through. Like you're so excited about Christmas and you get all these great gifts. And then you go, now tomorrow you have to pick a couple of those and you'll never see them again. You're going to give them to a poor, you know that thing that you really like?
We're only going to give you bangers. Like all your presents are going to be absolute home runs.
Like this Christmas, we have gotten you a Nintendo, a Sega, a PlayStation. We've gotten you one of each from every company.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow you have to pick one and give it to the poor.
Eddie says, worst British accent ever. How dare you? I feel like I nailed that. Somebody says, why is Sean's accent like a newsboy? Because that's the only thing I could do, like the extra kid. That's the only accent that I can even feign in that world. Or I say bloody a lot, and that, it just doesn't land sometimes. Oh, shoot. All right, quick break. We're going to take a break here. When we come back, we will get into, let's move back to the news for a hot second. We will get back into the confessions, but I want to get into the update, the verdict, and everything coming across on the Karmelo Anthony case. And how did that square away with the predictions on the show yesterday? I'll play what we said was going to happen and then what happened. And you judge for yourself. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
If this were written by AI, it would sound way more polite. Luckily, it's just us. Real Radio 104.1, guaranteed human.
Flores Turnpike, both north and southbound between 60 and Canoe Creek Road, currently closed due to an accident there. 429 southbound after Kelly Park Road, crash blocking the right lane, and 27 southbound, there's an accident blocking two left lanes before Bella Cita Boulevard. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. Thousands of homeowners have trusted us for their blinds that are easy to order, affordable, and guaranteed to fit. You measure at home, install your...
Welcome behind the scenes of the show, folks. Getting to Naylor and ready to go here. Only got to replace the final song. Scumbag Sean has the black accent? What are you talking about, man? What's funny is sometimes when there's a confession coming through, it's anonymous to everybody else, but I can see who the person's name is. And I'm like, oh, you dirty dog. I didn't expect this from you, dirty dog. Those ones are more fun when I recognize a name along the way. Hey, everybody. Who said Postmates Radio? I'll take that. I like the confessions. Do you guys like the confessions? I think it's a fun thing to do. I think it's like we can handle some viral news and we can open it up one day a week and add some of these confessions in. They're good. I said post secret radio? Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to call it that, but I like the confessions. I think they're fun. Pouring rain here? Here too. Can you hear it? It's pouring out there. Sean, this is why I cannot confess here. Everybody thinks I'm so sweet. I can't ruin that. If you dropped a bomb, AJ, I could see like some people trying to process that. Yeah. I could see if you dropped the bomb, people would be like, wait, hold on. No. John the Exterminator, I have good news for you. John the Exterminator. Do me a favor. If you click your username in the bottom of TNJ chat, you will now see a new feature that allows you to do one name change per user on TNJ chat. Add that missing N to the end of your name, and then we'll get it approved. And it'll change the way you log in and stuff, because if you're using your username to log in, it's going to change that, but it will change your username for you. All right, just a heads up. Did I say N? I meant R. Give the R on Kevin's name to him? If we got in the business of starting to shift one letter in everybody's name around just to fix Exterminator John's situation. Huh. That's a good idea. All right, let's see what we got here. It's pouring rain outside. We got 90 seconds and we're back live. Confessions are great. It makes me feel like a pious person listening to them. True. Predicto, will someone confess to murder today? Ryan's got 5. Predicto, will someone confess to murder? No. Okay, well, bit of a buzzkill, Predicto. You don't know what's going on, do you? He's still got 4 left, though. Holy cow. It is cats and dogs and... We're coming back. Stand by.
Colored gemstones, even certified diamonds are included. Whether your budget is $2,000 or $200,000, this is the smartest way to buy. Hurry in to take advantage of this once-a-year event. 0% finance rates till 2031, store-wide. Only at International Diamond Center. Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia. Excludes Rolex. Details and more at shopidc.com on approved credit.
Everyone's talking about the FIFA World Cup.
But did you know the only place to hear the action for free is iHeartRadio?
What a night that we just witnessed! iHeartRadio and Fox Sports are bringing you every match of FIFA World Cup 2026
live.
Can you believe it?
Every unforgettable moment,
wherever you are.
Lock in your preset now on the free iHeartRadio app.
Just search World Cup.
And don't miss the U.S. men's team's first match Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
The world will be listening.
How about you?
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Maurice Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Radio. 104.1.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This is
Kick off the power hour with some more of your confessions here. Winner getting a hoodie, a shirt, and some magnets from the News Junkie to get your little collection started off just like that. We've had some great confessions so far. More on the way, but right now, let's give you an update to the story we were talking about yesterday. Somebody had emailed and complained and said, Sean, Why haven't you been talking about the Karmelo Anthony case? What's going on here? I don't hear anybody on the station talking about this. And I addressed it. I said, here's what I think about this. Here's the reason why I haven't been going too heavy on a story like this. Feel like it's getting plenty of coverage, honestly, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then I gave my prediction, and we talked about what we thought was going to happen in the Karmelo Anthony case. Do you have that prediction, C-Lane, the conviction prediction?
Yes, I do. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah. The conviction prediction right here from yesterday's show. Again, I think it's kind of a slam dunk case. My prediction is you get a conviction. It's a conviction prediction. You get a pretty significant charge. He's 17 years old, so they'll probably factor that in. But I would guess he'd get like a very, very significant sentence.
30?
Yeah, 30 plus, I would think. I would think 30 plus years would be what he would get.
And the conviction prediction?
And my conviction prediction would be that there's a 30-plus year sentence headed down the pike for Karmelo Anthony.
That's it.
All right. There we go. Yesterday, 35, 30 years, 30 whatever, 30-plus year sentence, and he's going to be found guilty. I said it seemed like it was just an easy case to figure out, and I had confidence the jury would do that. And that's exactly what happened, right? That is literally exactly what happened. He was found guilty of murder in this case. And the only person shocked was somebody live on Court TV or some of the Court TV people. I wasn't shocked at all. I told you exactly what was going to happen, and that's exactly what happened. And he was found guilty of murder because it was murder. He was sentenced to 35 years. The 19-year-old will be behind bars for quite some time. This lady was spun by it, though. This lady here.
Besides, wow, which a lot of us are feeling, thoughts?
I was not expecting the top charge. I really was thinking that they would see manslaughter, still guilty, but manslaughter, different sentencing, but guilty of murder.
Yeah.
You know, that's heavy.
Wow. Yeah.
And I hope everyone just does not seem like everyone's going to be calm. It seems like we're going to have a problem there.
She says it seems like we're going to have a problem there. Why would there be a problem? A guy who stabbed somebody to death got found guilty of stabbing somebody to death. That shouldn't lead to a problem. Normal people aren't going to cause any problem over this. And there aren't any normal people freaking out about this. There's some abnormal people. Did you send me that one clip?
I did send you the one clip. Okay. It should be in your
this lady
Gmail box.
Is this the lady that got arrested or no? Do we not know?
I don't know. There were 2 arrests outside of the courthouse. One of them was for public intoxication. So somebody either did some drinking outside the courthouse or got hammered and said, you know what would be fun? Going to the courthouse.
That's a weird move, man. Can you imagine? You're drunk and you go, let's go down there to the Karmelo Anthony stabbing trial for this stabbing that happened at a high school track meet. How bizarre. How weird that is. All right, I'm going to get this clip up because this was the one that I saw where I go, what is happening here? Like, I think this woman might be kind of mentally ill or something, but there was a woman who stormed out of the courthouse. I guess this is supposedly after the verdict came through that said Karmelo Anthony was guilty. Here she is. Here's the lady.
Where y'all white people at? If you love Austin, you would be here. But because you don't care, it's funny than a motherfucker. Where's Austin's body? No! Y'all don't love Austin. You don't care about Hunter. Because if you did, you would really stand in solidarity. Not online, but right here.
Yeah, lady, dial it down. I don't want to say calm down because I've been told that's a bad one.
No.
So I'm going to stick with dial it down right now. Lady, what are you doing? What is going on? Maybe she needs her router reset. Where are the white people? Where are they? And by the way, she's like, you're fans of Austin Metcalf? that just shows you, saying something like that, how diluted a lot of this has become, because I don't know that anybody's really a fan of this person. I'm a fan of justice. I don't think people who kill other people should be able to get away with it. So, yeah, I'm a fan of justice. I'm not a fan of a teenage track guy. I just think his family deserves better. I think his family deserves a murder charge that sticks and some time for the person who took the life of their son. You know what? They'll never get the son back. They won't. He's dead. Such is life. You'll never get the son back. So a punishment for the other person of a good chunk of their life behind bars, I mean, I think that's plenty fair, but this lady was just unhinged, man. Just screaming.
Why y'all white people like?
Yes. Such a statement piece, man. So she was out there. Who else was out there? Let's see.
Let's see. 2 people were arrested outside the courthouse.
They were.
Emotions running high outside of Texas courthouse. According to the Collin County Sheriff's Department, 1 person was arrested for public intoxication, while another was taken into custody on an outstanding warrant for unlawful carrying of a weapon. So the second
go to
one,
the courthouthouse with a outstanding warrant, for God's sake?
I mean, that was stupid. Yes, I don't know how they got noticed. Unless, something was going on, or
maybe they got in a fight and they ran their information or something.
But the public intoxication one kind of throws me, because I just don't see that as. There's plenty of things that you could do any given day where you go, you know what would be fun is if we do this with a cooler of beer next to us. There's plenty of things. Going to the courthouse to wait for a serious verdict is not on my list.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people get swept up in court cases, Casey Anthony and George Zimmerman, and it's interesting, but there was some pretty unhinged people out there in the crowd for this. Here's another lady.
What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do at this point? What? I'm lost for words. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more. You can't walk away no more.
Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin. Let me ask you this right now.
She's like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to tell my sons? Well, I mean, I would start with, hey, y'all, murdering is bad. Let's not do that. That would be number one. I would sit your sons down. You do it to all the kids, and you go, keep your hands to yourself. Try not to murder. Stabbing is bad. The idea that she's so incensed, like, how am I supposed to explain to my son that this kid was held accountable for the thing that he 100% did in a court of law? Okay. Take a break, all right? I think you need a bit of a staycation. I think you need a little bit of time to relax here. Or maybe that's part of the problem. I don't know. I did see that there was many people sharing some stuff that wasn't quite true. So let's clear that up as much as we can. Here's an example. A lot of people were saying Karmelo Anthony's family got $612,000 from crowdfunding for his legal defense. They got him a public defender and purchased a house. Nice family, says this particular person. 2 million views. Now, there was a GoFundMe for this Karmelo Anthony kid, and it did raise a lot of money, several $100,000. Maybe it was $600,000 that it raised. It was a lot of money that it raised. But his family rented a home in Frisco, Texas. They said that was for security purposes. They bought a car not long after that. I don't know if they used the same money. And also, he did not have a public defender, just for the record. Karmelo Anthony did not have a public defender. The problem was he just didn't have much of a case. There wasn't much to go from. This is on Snopes, too. The family of 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony, who's accused in the fatal stabbing of Austin Metcalf, now 17, 17 at the time, also used funds donated to them to buy a house and a new car. And the claims spread far and wide. The GoFundMe, which raised over $500,000, they said as of an April 17th news conference, the money had not been yet withdrawn. There are also some reports that there were other fundraisers on GoFundMe, but there were no other ones that were found. The terms of service prohibit fundraisers for the legal defense of violent crimes. Consistent with longstanding policy, any fundraisers for the legal defense of somebody charged with a violent crime are removed. So they weren't able to do it that way. But they said claims of a family buying a new house and a car are not credible. The address listed for Anthony in court records was in a neighborhood mentioned by the Daily Mail's reporting. The estimated value is $850,000. Yeah, he did have an attorney, though. He had an attorney. They didn't buy a house. They were renting some other house, according to Snopes. And some of that stuff was fake news about this. And there's no need to make up fake stuff. There was a bunch of real bona fide stuff that led to this guy being sentenced to murder. And he's going to be held behind bars for some 30-plus years, 35 years, as I anticipated. This person said, Karmelo should get another trial. His lawyer was incompetent, and his family is foul for letting him go through this with a public defender. He, again, did not have a public defender. 35 years on your first offense is over sentencing, this person said. Yeah, there has to be a retrial. This is blatant injustice. I love the idea that they're like, whoa, buddy, this was his first sentencing. Hey, if your first sentencing is a murder.
It's your first murder.
Yeah. It's only his first murder. What are you talking about? This is an over sentencing. No, that's not how it works. Nobody believes that.
They typically try not to under sentence for people's first murder.
Yeah.
So that they could probably.
Yeah, maybe not do it again.
Yeah,
So what the hell are you talking about?
Discourage a second murder.
Yeah, this was his first murder. And then his dad said, we were robbed. I don't look down of all these things. I said from day one, this was never about race. His Austin Metcalf's dad said, please don't politicize this. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, he said he was upset by what happened, obviously, to his son. And the verdict just came through yesterday as expected. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to jury duty. We'll see what you have to say about some updates we have there. In fact, emails coming in we need to get to. Cousin store we got to get to. A story that I just don't believe, and I'll hit that one up before jury duty. This story is unbelievable. I think you're going to agree with me that it's not true, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is three-time Pro Bowler LeVar Arrington. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Rasmussen University.
With the Rays sitting on top of the AL East, talks of being buyers at the trade deadline is ramping up. A strong farm system could be used to land an impact player. Buccaneers coach Todd Bowles, he's confident in his young group of cornerbacks, and he expects a bounce-back year from Zion McCollum. And Big 12 athletic directors reportedly favor banning Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby from playing because of his links to gambling. I'm Scott Davidson.
Rasmussen University is where passion meets education, offering over 60 career-focused programs, ranging from nursing and early childhood education to business and IT. Learn more at rasmussen.edu.
Folks, we live in Central Florida. When it's not raining, which it is right now for a lot of you, it's hot during the summer. In fact, it's raining and it's still almost 90 degrees outside. So that's why it's important that your air conditioner works perfectly every single time. I suggest you pick up the phone and call Mills Air for the help that you need. They have been in business since 1992. That is 34 years of experience in helping people just like you in their time of need when their AC is broken. They're a Carrier factory authorized dealer. They have the best techs in town. They have the best management in town. They're family owned and operated. They're locally owned and operated. This is what you look for in a company to spend your money with. You will not be let down. Call Mills Air. Get your AC fixed now. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Air conditioning problems? Find them online at Mills.
Hello. It is pouring out there. Be safe, folks. Be safe. You hear that? Unbelievable. Leavable. Send the rain to me. One of the most common old people conversations we have in this house is, oh, we really needed it. Oh, well, we really need it. And we walked around the neighborhood over the weekend. We took Lady out by some of the lakes nearby. And those lakes were so far down, you could walk like down into what would have been the ground. You know, it would have been the bottom of the lake in that point. But now it's just exposed, completely dried out. So a lot of these spots need rain, and our weather has been pretty mild. We haven't gotten that many hurricanes in the last 3 or 4 years. The rain season was a little bad last year, but we still need more. The weather has been colder than it has historically. So we've got a lot of stuff like that. We need that rain is what I'm saying. First name storm of the season will be Hurricane Sean? No, they start with A, right? Honestly, I've seen so many disturbing responses since yesterday. I'm about ready to escape hearing about this case. I think you have to remember something. And, you know, take this advice or don't. It's fully up to you, as you obviously know. I think you have to consider something. It's called nut picking, all right? The people outside of the Austin Metcalf trial, where Karmelo Anthony was found guilty of stabbing and killing him and found guilty for murder and sentenced to 35 years. You want to talk about nut picking? These people are beyond fringe. These people don't represent how anybody feels about this case, much less black people or people online or, you know, any group of people as a whole. Everybody else is watching these fringe reactions in the same way. But nut picking has become so commonplace in our discourse that what we do is we go, hey, I found the craziest person. I'm going to make them the representative of whatever's happening here. And then people will go, holy cow! Have you seen how insert type of people are reacting to this? Nut picking is a major issue. The reality is, what you hear that lady say on the clip I played, you can't barely find people who agree with that. Most people think, hey, this dude deserved to go to jail and I'm glad he was found guilty. Guarantee you that's the case. Called cherry picking? Well, it's like that, but it's with people who are nut jobs.
And 80s. Just open the free iHeart app, search Yacht Rock, and start listening now.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. Thousands of homeowners have trusted us for their blinds that are easy to order, affordable, and guaranteed to fit. You measure at home, install yourself, and enjoy blinds made exactly for your windows. Blindster.com.
Before your child goes to a friend's house, there are a few things you probably ask.
Will there be an adult home? Do you have any pets?
These conversations feel normal.
And one more thing. Do you have any unlocked guns in the home?
That conversation should feel normal too. Gun injuries are the leading cause of death for children and teens in the U.S. We can all agree that shouldn't be the case. Let's agree to agree. Talk to other parents. Talk to your child. Just talk about gun safety. Learn more at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Save every day at Headquarter Hyundai. We've dropped prices on acres of new Hyundais. Visit headquarterhyundai.com.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the new.
Hey, you. Welcome into the world's most viral newsroom. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. You could be next, or simply just throw your support behind the show by subscribing, unlocking the premium features with a premium subscription that also comes with secret shows over at thenewsjunkie.com. God bless you for it. I don't believe this lady. I think she's lying, but I want to bring her case before we do jury duty to you, the people. This is sort of a case where you're going to be the jury as well. Do you believe this woman actually swallowed her AirPods? Because that's what she's claiming.
like the ear ones?
Her AirPods. Yeah, the little earbud dealies that you have with iPhones. She said she thought they were vitamins and she swallowed them, and she was chronicling the process of waiting for them to process through her body.
What vitamins look like AirPods?
None. AirPods are great and it's good technology, but they're not very small. If you put an AirPod in your mouth, I don't know any person will be like, all right. I think she's full of it, but she's got millions of views on this claim. Here she is.
Happy Monday. I just swallowed my AirPod. I called Poison Control. Hi, ma'am. How old is the child? The child is me.
All right, I would have stopped there. You called Poison Control for swallowing AirPods?
Sure.
I don't even think most people would do that. I think I would just go, oh, crap, I swallowed AirPods.
You might want to Google it. AirPods have a not insignificant battery inside them.
Yeah, they do.
And one of the things that you have to look out for, especially with small children, is some of the smaller batteries. If they swallow them, now the AirPod is contained, but it really is going to come down to how strong is that what you call the case
battery?
that it's in. How strong is the case? Because the coin batteries, those little CR batteries that you put in the ones that are in air tags. Yeah, some watches have them too. Those are so dangerous for kids to swallow because you'll immediately start connecting the positive and negative terminal because you're surrounded in fluid,
right?
And it could cause burns. And so now they have these coin batteries because I had to buy them recently, and I saw on the packaging that they coat them in a sour coating so that they don't taste good to kids.
Interesting. That's how dumb we are sometimes.
Yeah.
But you know what the key thing is that you said, C-Lane? Kids.
Yes.
If you told me that a kid accidentally swallowed an iPod or ate an iPod, I would believe you 100%. But I do not believe this 31-year-old woman actually accidentally swallowed her AirPod.
If a kid swallowed an iPod, I'd be kind of impressed.
That would be awesome. AirPod is what I meant, yeah.
31 years old. Yes, I swallowed my AirPod.
No.
Am I going to die? Basically, what comes in must come out. So, yeah. How did I know? Well, I had
2 million plus views.
I found my AirPod on the counter. I said, oop, need that. Take it to the car. No pockets. Thank you, Gymshark. Thank you, Gymshark. No pockets. Get in my car. Oh, no place to put vitamins. Take entire handful of vitamins. Swallow them. Drink big chug Celsius. Figure out that was a very big pill. Get it down. 5 minutes later, driving in the car. AirPod connects to phone.
No way.
Where's AirPod? Oh, no way. No way.
Could you hear the inside of your body if that was true?
Belly. Cool. So, 2 to 4 days, I guess. 2 to 4 days, me and AirPod will be reunited.
Okay, first of all, if that was true, which it's not, I seriously doubt it's true. If it was true, you don't reuse the AirPod afterwards. You buy yourself a new pair of AirPods.
They'll be reunited, so.
You don't touch it. You just leave it where it lands. That's what you do. All right. But I don't believe it for a second. I think you put an AirPod in your mouth. You're not going to go, oh, there's a pill. I don't believe it for a second.
Hey, maybe the first thing you should think to do is induce vomiting.
Yeah. Let's see if you can throw that AirPod
If
up.
you just realized you swallowed an AirPod, why don't you, try a couple things to throw up?
Yeah.
If you swallowed an AirPod or an earbud, it can be a medical concern. The main concern is the battery, like I said. Unlike small button batteries, an AirPod contains a sealed rechargeable lithium-ion battery, less likely generally to cause the rapid tissue burns associated with button battery ingestion. The button battery thing is really serious.
Yeah.
It could still pose risks if it becomes damaged, gets stuck, or causes intestinal blockage.
It's a big issue for kids, for parents, for those things. It better not be a big issue for 31-year-old women, or we have more problems than we're acknowledging here. And that's why I think it's fake. But you tell us what you think.
You're 31. You know how to throw up.
Yeah, really. I mean, I would think that would be the first reaction. Like, wow, here are we going. Here we are. But she didn't. I just don't believe the whole thing at all. I think it's all attention-based, which is what most of this stuff is. And I won't say the name of her account or anything to add into that more, but you know it now.
If it's
Here we
true,
go.
she should open up her like a vocal note-taking app, like the voice notes, and make some recordings of the inside of her wherever it is.
Then you can't fake that as much, right? Dale Tona says she's BSing, too many product placements in there. She did work in the name of the...
Thank you, Jim Shark.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim Shark.
Right. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the news junkie.
Yeah, I don't buy it. So if you see that out there in viral land, I would be skeptical. That's one of the things I try to do on this show. Things that are exploding, going viral, that everybody's talking about. They fool so many people. I don't want you to be fooled as well.
How far is viral land from Flavortown?
It's close by. I'd never see Guy Fieri here. I don't. I'm looking. Where's Guy Fieri? Every once in a while, I get whispers about him being here, but no. Viral Town it's not in the same cul-de-sac, I guess you should say. Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. I want to talk about there's a guy who's very upset because he says his store, his property, the place he's at, has become an unwilling safe haven for sex offenders. This guy's been inundated.
You never want that for your store. You never.
Nobody's looking for it.
That is the Yelp review you beg to get taken down.
This place is a safe haven for sex offenders. You don't want that at all. Here's the story very quickly. Right off State Road 11 in County Road 304, in Flagler County sits a general store. However, recently Cody's Corner owner Edward Corcoran says his business has become an unwilling safe haven for registered sex offenders. Corcoran tells our friends at Fox 35 that offenders are listing his store's address on their probation paperwork and setting up camp in the woods on his 5-acre property. He says he has never allowed these offenders to use his address, adding that the situation has become a major headache as he's even receiving mail on their behalf. They have their probation meetings here, he said. The felons, offenders are placed with ankle monitors that ring as soon as they leave off of this property. Word is spreading that Cody's Corner is the place to go for sex offenders. The setup seemingly meets the state's requirement for the offenders to get out of jail. He never gave them right to be there. So they're all set up camp in his woods, and he says he's just got a slew of sex offenders out there. I don't know if I have time to play this report. I'll save this. We'll play the report on this to see what we can learn more before we end the show today. We got more confessions coming up in just a bit, of course. I got to get to these bomb threats that have been going around, emails coming in hot. We got a lot in the Power Hour, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $2,500 is just minutes away.
It is pouring out there. I could end with Dave Matthews Band at the end of the Power Hour. I don't know about that, though. I don't know about ending with Dave Matthews Band. Nothing against Dave Matthews Band.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com. Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. Thousands of homeowners have trusted us.
Holy cow, I have so many confessions to get to. Confessions coming up next. How about Usher?
Father's Day with a trip to Hammer and Nails Grooming for Guys. You know what this place is all about. You've heard me talk about it for a while. It's the first barber spa in the nation with certified artists for a premium haircut, perfect beard trim, along with other luxury options like mani-pedis in a space that is built for guys. An amazing upscale grooming experience that makes a great gift for dads on this Father's Day. You know, head over to Hammer and Nails, get him a gift card. Let him experience Hammer and Nails for the first time. It's a fantastic experience. Download the Hammer and Nails app, make an appointment today, let them know C-Lane from the News Junkie sent you.
Stand by.
Hi, this is Mark Spain, and we're hiring listing agents. Maybe your kids are self-sufficient now and you're ready to jump back into the workforce. Or perhaps you're stuck in that demanding job and the compensation just doesn't match.
Is Confessions Part 2 the big hit or Part 1? Because I feel like the song that I hear him say, it's a down part 2 of my confession. Part 2 is the popular one, right? Yeah, okay. All right, part 2. Thank you for the clarification. Okay, queuing it up, baby. Queued up and ready to go. The Power Hour is on the way. Both are trash? If that's number 1, what does he say on, or if that's number 2, what does he say on part 1? I don't know enough about it. I feel like Usher has Confessions and R. Kelly has the Closet songs. And I think that they made a bunch of both of them. But I do not know. So I might be wrong. Not an area of expertise for me. Great raid yesterday, Twitch mods. What did they raid yesterday? Who'd you guys raid after the show? Who'd you raid? Some DJ? Usher Raw Dogs ladies and doesn't disclose his herpes? Allegedly. Allegedly. Couple of minutes and we're back live. R. Willie B. Does R. Willie B. have any Predicto claims? No. R. Willie B. You're going to have to find somebody. Oh, you're doing it in TNJ chat, not the real Predicto. The real Predicto, you're going to need somebody to get you access to a question. Like Space Coast native A. Zapico, or Lovely Lolita, or Craig K. You're going to need their help to get the question. Sealand's rocking out with his guitar. See him on the grid? Guys, I am hurting. Here's what I did. This is really, really the worst way to get injured ever. We were walking Lady, and Lady was, she's on the leash. We got one of those long ones that goes out. And Lady walks in front of me, and then around me, and then she saw a goose. So she wrapped around me, and then she went that way, and she just kept burning the skin off of the back of my leg. I don't know if I could show you, but it hurts like a son of a bitch. Oh! Let's see. Can you see? Look. That's what it did. That's from the leash. She saw a goose, and she just went wham as fast as you could ever imagine. And it just completely wore it down. Yeah, like a rope burn. Yeah. Oh, man. Got me. Dogs show their love by trying to murder you sometimes? True. Yeah. Retractable leashes are dangerous? Why? I don't think so. I don't feel like retractable leashes are dangerous. Other than this. I mean, even if it was a regular leash, though, it could have been like, wow. I guess there's some inherent danger to letting the dog wrap itself around you. And you got to be a human a little bit smarter than that. So on that level, I got to make a smart decision. R. Willie says, give my predicto question to Bootsy. You don't have one. Oh, maybe you do. You might have a new one. Well, you don't have one on my list. All right, we're coming back right now.
How to buy smarter at wearebeyondabank.com. That's wearebeyondabank.com. NMLS ID number 421593.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. I think we can all agree that plumbing issues are the worst, and it's always great to have a seasoned professional ready to go if you happen to run into those problems. Enter Modern Plumbing Industries. From houses to high-rises, these guys are Central Florida's plumbing company. Employee-owned and in business since 1975. Their integrity and workmanship are second to none, and they have some great deals as well. If you mention the Jim Colbert Show, you'll receive $50 off your service call. Book your appointment today at 407-327-6000 or hop online at modernpi.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got a question after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Now, your chance to win $2,500. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Liberty. That's Liberty. Enter it now.
Radio. 104.1. Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the news.
On the show, I got to give you an update on a couple of things, but then I got to get to you what I think is the most insane story of the day. You're not going to believe this, but it did go down in an Olive Garden. Details on that forthcoming. Before we get into Power Hour, we are playing your confessions. A lot of people have opened up today, C-Lane.
Yeah.
Some might say they've gone too far. Some might say that they've gone a little bit too far.
You know, peak up and all.
Yeah, some people saying in their confessions that they've come into money recently and they have no idea what they're doing and they're spending it all and it's not making their life better. Somebody saying they have a secret 7-year-old daughter out there. Somebody saying that their friend drank out of their pea cup and they didn't tell them. And then they also had sex with the same friend's girlfriend at the time because there was some party going on. A lot of confessions coming through, and we have more that we're going to get to. But we got to go through it to get there, I think. So let's do this. Let's do the Power Hour.
They said it couldn't be done. Then they said,
where are the white people? Where are they?
It's time for the Power Hour on the News Junkie.
That's right. I said that not long ago.
No. You kept delivering during that. I missed some stuff because I kept going to grab things, and then every time I was done grabbing one thing, you would give me something else.
He's still talking over there, everybody. Guy's still running his mouth, believe it or not. I wanted to do a bit of the report from this guy who's upset because his little general store is infested with sex offenders. And I feel so bad for this guy. This is absolutely brutal. He said these sex offenders just took up shop next to his general store, and they're living in the woods.
Is there a number of sex offenders that have taken over here?
I want to see if they show us this little tent village of sex offenders that are by this guy's place. Cody's Corner is the name of the place. Here's the story.
Investigation. A small business owner is fed up because sex offenders are camping out on his property. The reason? Well, they're listing his store as their home address. So he reached out only to Fox 35 for help. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Luann Sorrell. And I'm Marlisa Goldsmith.
I gotta see, you're right about that. I gotta see a shot of these tents.
Fox 35's Larissa Leone joins us live in Flagler County. Larissa, you spoke exclusively with the owner about his concerns.
That store owner tells me that he's never given these offenders permission to use his store's address. He says this has been a real headache for him, even receiving some of their mail in his mailbox.
Yikes.
Right off of State Road 11 and County Road 304 in Flagler County sits a quiet general store. But recently, owner Edward Corcoran says it's become a hot spot for registered sex offenders.
This is the worst thing that could happen to your corner store. Like, if you were talking to a friend and you go, have a great day, and like, you have a great day at your corner store too, and the guy's like, what's the worst thing that could happen? Will I get infested with sex offenders around here or something? Like that is such a terrible worst case scenario that you would almost use it as a punchline. Yet here he is.
They have their probation meetings here. The felons, the offenders are placed with ankle monitors that ring as soon as they leave this property.
Some offenders are listing Corcoran's address on their probation papers and camping in the woods on his 5-acre property.
Damn.
It's the state's requirement for them to get out of jail. But Corcoran says he never gave them the right to be there.
They were camping in the woods without permission.
The beer bottles?
They were violating their probation if they left the property. Probation officers were coming here to meet them and outfit them with their...
Okay, quick pause here. Law enforcement, come on into the conversation here. He's saying that they registered his business as their address, this 5-acre property where he's got a general store. And then they would do their meetings with probation officers at the picnic tables right next to his corner store. Then he said when they left his property where they were illegally living in the woods, they would be leaving the place and their ankle monitors would go off. Would a police officer give a person the ability to use just any random property like this? Like, okay, we're going to give you an ankle monitor, but you must stay in the woods here in your tent.
See, I don't know. It seems to me like they're homeless, right? They're not. It's not just like they're sex offenders that have perfectly good houses and they go, you know what, we're going to go to Cody's Corner because we'd rather live in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of times, I mean, there are a lot of, if you look at like the sex offender map in your area, if you go more towards the downtown, there's a lot more dots because there are some indigent sex offenders who just have generic addresses. And I don't know if they have picked a place or what the deal is. I also don't know why they're on house arrest.
Yeah.
Unless they're just getting released from jail or prison or whatever.
Well, that might be the case. Yeah. It could be that they're just getting out and they have to tell them, where are you staying? What are you doing? And the rumor is in the pipeline of the sex offenders, like, hey, here's where you say you're at.
I mean, technically, I think if they're on probation like this, they've violated probation by giving false information to a police officer, registering an address that's not there. So I think that's where this owner of this corner store should be, kind of focused.
This poor dude.
On this. But I wonder if they picked that because they're like, well, if you're going to be on house arrest, it would be nice if that house was 5 acres, so at least you have some room to move around.
Yeah, here's my address. I'm not leaving the land that Cody's Corner is on. This guy's saddled with it.
Monitors, so they can't say they didn't know they were here.
We took Corcoran's concerns to the Flagler County Sheriff's Office.
How does that even work? If you have an ankle monitor, there's usually a base station.
You got to charge it, right?
Where's the base station? How do they know that they're getting? Are there new ankle monitors that are just strictly like SIM cards and GPS chips?
Oh, hold on, you're right. I might have gotten ahead of myself. I just said that. I don't know that that's the case. I was assuming that you had to charge your ankle monitor. Flat says there's a lot of moving parts with this story. We're unpacking this as we go. But yeah, I would think that you would have to charge those. Did he just mention that? I'll go back a couple of seconds here. Let's see.
But Corcoran says he never gave them the right to be there.
They were camping in the woods without permission. They were violating their probation if they left the property. Probation officers were coming here to meet them and outfit them with their ankle monitors, so they can't say they didn't know they were here.
We took Corcoran's concerns to the Flagler County Sheriff's Office. Chief Deputy Joe Barilli confirms deputies have removed offenders from the property, but he says the Sheriff's Office does not vet these addresses.
It is not our responsibility to research if they have permission to be at this house. That is up to the person that's registering to get permission to live there and be there. As far as what probation's doing, I mean, that's a little different if you're talking about full
your
probation,
problem,
not just sexual offenders, but they would have to comment on any of that.
Under Florida law, convicted sex offenders must report their exact physical address to local law enforcement within 48 hours of release. Because they are on active probation, they also report to the Florida Department of Corrections. Former Chief Judge Belvin Perry Jr. says verifying those addresses should be a joint effort.
The probation officer is charged with the responsibility of supervising that person's whereabouts.
Yeah, I don't disagree with old Belvin Perry here. I do not disagree with him. If you're in charge as law enforcement of where these bad guys go because you're letting them out and now they're in an in-between phase and you got to keep an eye on them, I feel like you should also be in charge of making sure that they're not lying to you about some address where they don't really belong. I think that should be on the police, on their workload. That's what makes more sense to me, at least. All right.
It doesn't make sense to the one guy who just basically said, not my job, not my problem.
I'm not doing it. Yeah, not my issue right now. I have an update. I don't know if I can play this, but the woman who was accused by the Twitch streamer on the show, boy, I'll try to get this real quick. The woman who was accused of cheating by a Twitch streamer on the show in this dramatic story we played, he said that he caught her with a cat litter webcam setup, and he caught her shaking her yams or whatever he said.
Talking about her yams with her cousin, something like that. Or he overheard that when she was in the shower and then logged into the kitty litter box, which is such a weird thing to say, but and saw some things that he didn't like.
He saw her propped her phone up and that she was dancing and shaking and stuff for some guy on the phone. And it turned out that he said it was her cousin. And she was cheating with her cousin. He grabbed her phone and then he showed all the text messages between her and her cousin, which were really strange and very sexual and very, they were in a relationship together, her and her blood cousin. And the streamer said, look, you're not going to be seeing her on my stream anymore. I broke up with her, and it's because I caught her cheating with her own cousin. She is fighting back against this. She has an excuse. Now, to be clear, it looks like she's admitting that she was having sex with her blood cousin, or at least in some sort of relationship with him, because I don't think she denies that. She does have a reason why she might be sleeping with her cousin. And that she has an excuse? She has an excuse, yeah. She has an excuse as to why she was doing this to begin with.
Is that something people excuse?
I wouldn't have thought so, but shame seems to be in short supply.
It's not like a school absence or something where you just get somebody to sign off on it and it's cool. It's cousin banging.
Shame seems to be in short supply these days. Now, the AI says there's no curse words found, but I am hesitant, C-Light, so let's hover over the button.
Onto the internet. I believe it is only fair that I bring attention to the things that he has done to me, because my ex was never a saint like he paints himself out to be. We had a lot of arguments throughout our relationship, which was normal, but what wasn't normal was the verbal, mental, and physical abuse that he subjected me to. He put me through a lot in the past 2.5 years of us being together. He even forced himself on me at one point.
Okay.
My ex dealt with a lot of anger issues, and he would often use me as an outlet. For example, he would punch things, he would rip wires in the heat of conflicts.
Well, it is quite a claim to be like, my ex was verbally and physically abusive, and that's why I'm having sex with my cousin. That is a really strange claim to make. I don't know if this is true or not, but I think that's what she's saying.
He would yell at me when I cried, and he would gaslit me until I believed I was the problem. There were 2 or 3 times where my ex would approach me unprovoked and put me in a chokehold against the wall, and I would tell him to stop because I was scared, and he wouldn't. The next thing I'm about to say are serious allegations that I know men often get falsely accused of.
Uh-oh.
But at the end of the day, all I can do is come on here, tell my truth, tell my story, whether you want to believe it or not. There was a time where me and my ex were drinking, and he forced himself onto me. And it hurt, and I cried, and I begged him to stop, but he never did.
Okay.
At the time of my essay, he was very rough on me, which resulted in me getting a cut on my insides. Luckily, I was able to take video footage of the blood on the scene and a graphic photo of the damage that
Please don't
resulted.
show us. Okay. Oh, she said she was going to do it. Then she said it's too graphic to share online. And there's like a photo of the floor. I can't really tell what I'm looking at.
Blood.
Yeah, I guess so. That's what it's supposed to be.
This abuse.
All right. So she is claiming that the reason why she had sex with her cousin was because she was in an abusive relationship with the streamer guy. You guys, you got to get it together. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know who's right or who's telling the truth or who's anything. I don't know what the hell is going on, but this is not the way dating should work. All right? This is not how dating should work. You should not be in relationships with your cousins, for one, your blood cousins, for one. And then two, if somebody does, let's just say he physically or verbally abused you, getting with your cousin in a relationship is not the solution to that problem. All right? Just in case anybody was confused about that, I wanted to put that out there, let everybody know. All right, the last one for now, and then when we get back, we'll get full on into the confessions for the second to last segment. So go ahead, Sela.
My question is, if all this awful stuff did happen, and if it did, that's, it's terrible, it's inexcusable. But if he caught her doing this, he just cut her loose. Like, you would think that such an angry guy who has, had this history of a violent behavior, would have been violent about it.
Yeah, I mean, all of it seems crazy to me, but I'm not dating in 2026. Thank God. I think it seems a little unhinged out there. But let us know what you think. Send your dispatches, et cetera, et cetera. Here is the most unbelievable story that I could find today. And I'm just going to let the local news outlet tell you what's going on. Then we're going to take a quick break. When we come back from our break, we're going to unload all the confessions to you. We'll vote on what the best one is, and we'll give them a great prize to wrap up the show on a Wednesday. Here's a story about Olive Garden.
Talk to anybody that knows me. I'm not a physical man.
Court documents say police were called to Olive Garden in Newington Saturday morning for a woman being held against her will. That call coming from the Pennsylvania State Police after receiving a report from a woman who was tracking her daughter's cell phone. The documents allege officers saw cigarette burns on her legs after she ran out of the restaurant to tell them she wanted to file an emergency restraining order against Daniel Ouellette.
This guy.
Investigators say they found a satanic Bible, sweatshirt, and bag in Ouellette's car.
They said there was a forced marriage and a satanic ritual going on at the Olive Garden, okay? At the Olive Garden was where this was going down. When you're here, your family, Olive Garden, breadsticks, you know it. You know what's going on.
I like to wash down my satanic rituals with a little Zoppa Toscana.
I guess so. That's what they're
The
into.
says Ouellette had a gun and forced the victim to marry him. The documents say on Friday, he pointed a gun at her while she was driving, saying a religious cult was following them. Saturday morning, the documents say he grabbed her arm and for a satanic ritual in Kittery, Maine. Police intervening in Newington later that morning.
Forced her into marriage. That was completely against my religious beliefs. I totally believe in free will.
I totally believe in free will, he
does
said.
have a criminal record involving past domestic violence and DWI charges.
Shocker.
I don't feel that was completely her statement. To my belief.
It's hard to hear him. This is like the jailhouse footage, but this guy's been charged in all of this. They said that he held a woman against her will, forced her to marry him, and then there was a satanic ritual underway when they busted them at an Olive Garden restaurant in Pennsylvania. My God, it's a weird world we're living in, folks. Very bizarre times, very, very strange times. Well, here's what we got for you. When we come back, we're going full force into these confessions. We got to sort out, I mean, there's tons of them. So we have to sort out the wheat from the chaff here. We got to find out who's the winner. We got to find out who's got the best confession. And there's some juicy ones coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
Second to last break, still raining outside the studio. Forced marriage marinara? Forced marriage marinara? Okay, sir. You may have just named the show for today, okay? Forced marriage marinara. You know why? When I'm looking for what to name the podcast, I always think, what's something that was like a little piece of information buried within the show that when people hear it, they go, that's the title of the podcast today. But I never want to repeat a name, so I need it to be unique enough. And I am quite sure that Forced Marriage Marinara has never been the title of the podcast before. Same Scam says, when it comes to cousin loving, you can't help who you fall in love with, even if it's your teacher and you're homeschooled. Break up breadsticks? Got a lot happening. Arresting him for what? I thought this was America? True. That's a weird story, man. This guy grabs somebody, forces them to marry him, and they're going to take part in a satanic ritual at an Olive Garden? I thought it was safe there. Chulu Alfredo? Darden restaurants are known for their satanic ambiance. That's kind of true. It is like a very sedated, atmospheric vibe inside an Olive Garden. Satanic spousal spaghetti? My God. I'm going to give you a take here. I don't know if I've put this take out there before, but I'm going to give you a take here. Olive Garden has a problem. Whatever they're doing at Olive Garden, the pasta never sticks to the sauce. It's like they're at war. It's like the pasta has that repellent stuff you can spray that makes the water just kind of roll off your clothing and therefore makes you sort of waterproof. It's like the pasta at Olive Garden has that. There's the pasta and there's the sauce, and never the twain shall meet. Never touch each other. You'll have a big ass bowl of Alfredo pasta, and if you pulled the pasta fast enough, all of the Alfredo would just sit down on the bottom of the bowl, and you have clean pasta in your hands. It's like never ending. It's all the preservatives? Could be. Rain-X? Yeah, it's like a Rain-X. Every time I've gone there, Courtney will be like, oh, let's go try this out. I'll go, we could do that. We could go to Olive Garden. We arrive at the Olive Garden, and while we're walking in, she takes a picture of the Olive Garden because she thinks it will be funny to post on her story. And then she realizes people just saw her take a picture of an Olive Garden like she's been locked in Ariel Castro's basement for 10 years, and she's super excited to just be out in the real world. And this dinner or lunch at an Olive Garden is groundbreaking. And we go there and I order, and I love the breadsticks. She doesn't like the breadsticks. I think she's crazy. I love the breadsticks. My mom loved the breadsticks. Maybe it's an emotional thing. And every time I've done it, the pasta and the sauce don't stick together. They don't work. They rinse all the starch. Maybe that's it. Who doesn't love the breadsticks? She likes a lot of other places' breadsticks way better. And she thinks that the Olive Garden one is just like too simple. But to me, they're so soft. An Olive Garden breadstick is like the most amazing, soft, fluffy experience. I love it. I love it. She don't like them. Their breadsticks are vastly overrated. She's right. They're just okay. The damn Alfredo slides right off the noodles. 100%. 100%. Then you're just sitting there with that. That's why people dunk the breadsticks in the pasta sauce, because the pasta sauce falls off the pasta and they got to put it somewhere. So they're holding the breadstick and they're like, I'll just dunk this shit in the Alfredo. True. All right, we're coming back.
Digestion and overall health? How do you know what's actually right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to show what's going on inside you right now. Not trends, not guesses, your biology. With your results, Viome gives you clear, personalized, actionable guidance. Which foods help you, which ones don't, and which supplements your body actually can benefit from. All based on the world's largest gut health databases and thousands of clinical research studies. Many people who use Viome report better digestion, more energy, and an improved mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at Viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
Joy is essential, and it's also elusive. But now, there's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more joyful existence. Joy 101. It's a new podcast hosted by me, Hoda Kotb. If you're craving inspiration to maximize your joy, tune into these candid, uplifting, and moving on-air chats. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Joy 101, and listen now. Joy 101 with Hoda Kotb is presented by CVS.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Maurice Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Now, your chance to win $2,500. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Liberty. That's Liberty. Enter it now. Radio.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
Real juicy ones. Absolutely juicy ones coming up here in just a moment on the show. So we'll get to those momentarily. Plus, your dispatches, your emails, they're all coming on board here in just a moment. Let's see what we got. I'll scroll back because there's been so many of these that have come in. Here's Kurt. Kurt says, in third grade, I cheated on my... Oh, hold on, I said his name. He never asked me to be anonymous, though, right? I'm not just going anonymous by default here. Sorry, Kurt.
Don't have much time to get rid of that.
Yeah, so you got to put anonymous. He didn't do it. He didn't put anonymous anywhere, so he's not anonymous.
Maybe he's, gotten enough over it that he doesn't need to be anonymous.
Let's see how bad this gets. In third grade, I cheated on my history exam. In fourth grade, I stole my Uncle Max's toupee, and I glued it on my face when I was Moses in my Hebrew school play. In fifth grade, I knocked my sister Edie down the stairs, and I blamed it on the dog. When my mom sent me to summer camp for fat kids and they served lunch, I went nuts and pigged out, and they kicked me out of the fat camp. But the worst thing I ever did, I mixed a pot of fake puke at home and then went to this movie theater.
Right.
What's this from? What is it from?
The Goonies.
Is that what it is?
This is Chunk from the Goonies.
Yeah, I knew we were going somewhere there. Yeah, I knew we were headed in that direction.
At the end, does he try and type out the noise that Chunk makes?
He just said, I never felt so bad in my life. Kurt, I wish you were anonymous. I'm going to skip you. I'm sorry. Let's see. Here's somebody who wants to be anonymous. And they say, back in the early days of the internet, when communities became a thing, a group of three of us bullied teens teamed up to catfish a bully. So I guess they were part of some bullied teenagers, and they tried to catfish a person who was bullying them. We created a fake girl profile. We had addresses and connections, and everything was vague enough to be believable, but not confirmed. We friended the bully and infiltrated his friend circle while stringing him along. After several months, we dumped all his love messages, brag pics, and sent double face messages about his friends while confessing to the group to be an older man looking for action and admitting we were sick, but saying he was terrible and they deserved to know. So they said, They unloaded these all to his friend group and said, we were an old man pretending to be a kid. That's what they said. And they said, we admitted we were sick, but he was terrible and they deserve to know. His life imploded. We also revealed to his parents all the personal info he put online, including tags of their vehicles and stuff like that. He really had a tough time over the next few years, including a deep depression and hospitalization.
Oh, gosh.
He was so in love with the fake person, he was thinking of proposing at 17 years old. Only 3 of us knew about it. Sounds terrible, says Anonymous. The catfishing of the bully gone a bit too far for your consideration.
Like, I feel bad about the catfishing and the bullying part, but also he's making it sound like he deserved it.
Yeah, it was
tough.
a bully. Yeah, it was a bully, so we got to be fair about that. Here's Anonymous with a personal confession.
The
want to be
ultimate
anonymous.
revenge, kind of.
I have a son with my wife's best friend. When my legitimate son was born, everybody joked that they were talking about how he resembles my wife's friend's son, the illegitimate son. This went on for many years, especially between my children and her children. The friend finally admitted he was my son in private when I asked her years ago. And to this, no one knows the truth to this day except me and her. Please exonerate me? I don't know if we could exonerate you.
Wait, so he has a child.
He has a child with his wife's best friend, and everybody in the group of friends that they have jokes about it all the time. And he once asked her, hey, seriously, what's going on? And she admitted, yeah, this is your kid. And that's why they look alike. But he and her are the only people who know in their friend group.
Interesting.
Okay, there's so many, so I can't do them all, obviously. I'm going to do 3 more here. We'll start with this one. Anonymous says, so I might be riding on somebody else's coattails, but here's my confession. I'm currently having an affair with a married woman I've known for 15 years. We've been on and off in the affair for 15 years. It's still ongoing. I never pull out because we decided she will raise the kid with her husband.
We decided?
And inject a little bit of height into her gene pool. She's in the hospital today, and the due date is today to give birth, and it might be mine. Oh, my God almighty. And that's one of 3, the final 3. This is...
I can't tell if we're trying to figure out what the best confession is or if it's turned into who's the worst person.
Somebody says freaking scumbags with rando kids everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. All right, this one is from Anonymous. And Anonymous, she says, around 1998, I was in my mid-20s, and I had a bet that I could hit a home run. Do 4 guys in 1 weekend. I achieved that, she said. However, a low point was when one guy picked up a towel from the hamper to clean himself, and it was the one another guy had used. Love y'all. Anonymous. Okay. We're going to have to pick just one more, and that's it. That is going to be the final one that we do. This is Anonymous emailing tips@thenewsjunkie.com. So back in the late 80s, early 90s, me and a buddy went to Atlanta, Georgia to a strip club. We spent the night there, and we spent a good bit of money. When we came out, there was a note on his car from one of the stripper girls saying she found him attractive and wanted to pay us back for the money we spent and to call us on her number. This sounds like a scam. We called her on the number provided, and sure enough, we get a girl. I talked to her, and she said we would meet her down by this playground in Atlanta, and she would give us both some mop, one at a time. So we both thought about it and agreed, and we went down there. I went first. It ended up being an older white man, and I went ahead and got my mop from him and went back and told my friend that there was nobody down there. And I walked around and looked for a while, but I never admitted that this happened. He said, please post this anonymously. So he was roped in by a promise of a female that was going to pleasure this person, this man. When he arrived, there was another man there, but he still accepted the pleasure from them and then never told their friend about what happened. All right, folks, here's what we're going to do, because this is just a little wild today. We're going to come back with the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and Today I Learned and all that good stuff. You'll never get a peek at my inbox, which is just on fire right now with stuff just like I read. But I do want you guys to choose who the winner is. All right? And then we'll confirm if it's good enough. But Celia and I will look at your suggestions. We'll pick a winner here for the confessions. And some people are saying, Bootsy's saying, maybe I should reevaluate my life choices just even hanging out here. Yeah, look, there's all kinds of people listening. Big audience. And some of them are wild like this, I guess. But we want to know, when we come back, we're going to determine with your suggestions who the winner should be. They'll win a hoodie, a shirt, and some magnets for winning. How do we choose? I'll tell you soon. When we come back, I'll tell you how you can put your votes in for who you think wins. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
This sounds like fondue to me.
Oh, too much work?
Yeah, it's got a fondue element.
Yeah.
I'm
you go to
done
a
with-
restaurant and then you pay those people to let you cook your own.
Hello, welcome to the show. Bless you all. Bless you all for making it this far. What a ride it's been, friend. What a ride it's been.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America, sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026, dedicated to offering solutions to help businesses meet their goals locally and globally. More at bankofamerica.com.
Okay.
Game changers. That's Bank of America.
That's it. It's the end of the show. It's time to rate the show. 10 out of 10 into the Hall of Fame. It's a real winner. It is a winner. 1 out of 10 into the Hall of Shame. We never talk about it again. There were some shameful things on the show, but I think they should be bonus points, not negatives. Rate the show. Tell us what you think. And also, if you've been watching at this point, thank you so much for doing that. If you wouldn't mind just taking a moment and hitting the like button, that would be a huge help. This is the time where you say, hey, like, I dug this. I enjoyed myself today. It distracted me. It helped me get through the workday. And my payment will be that thumbs up on the video. 10 stray curls out of 10. 9.3 pedo squatters out of 10. 8.8 out of 10 kissing cousins. 10 out of 10 mop mop men. 9 insane screaming murder worshippers out of 10. 10 out of 10 forced marriage marineras. 10 secret daughters out of 10. 9 out of 10 questionable morals. 0 out of 10 plain stories. True. 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 Back on a confession. 10 out of 10 dudes coming out of the closet on the show. It's been a plane drought. I do have a plane rated story. We just didn't even get to it. Hang on, let me see how much time we have. I got to go get today alert. 2:30. 2:30. Be right back. There's some strange confessions today, friends. Hey. Hey. You got me? There you go. Thank you. Good job. Thank you to Mike, the realtor guy. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. I appreciate that. Appreciate you hanging out today, everybody. Okay. Everybody, have a great day. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow. Fritz on the Streets will return tomorrow on the show. Don't miss it.
In your backyard with a black aluminum fence from Fence Outlet. For only $125 a month, that's less than $5 a day. Fence Outlet will install a 120-foot aluminum fence that turns any yard into your own oasis. Visit fenceoutlet.com for details. License number C-10252.
If you're getting ready to sell your home or flip a property, time to listen up. A fresh coat of paint is the most affordable way to make a home look fully renovated, and that's exactly what We Paint Everything does best. Buyers don't see potential, they see walls. Fresh paint makes a home feel newer, cleaner, and move-in ready without renovation-level costs. Before you list it, paint it. Call Raphael at We Paint Everything, 407-657-2000 or WePaintEverything.com.
The stock market can't go up forever. What's your plan for what comes next? If you don't have an answer, Noble Gold Investments can help. Noble Gold helps investors protect their portfolios with physical gold and silver. Download your free wealth protection kit at NobleGoldInvestments.com before it's too late. NobleGoldInvestments.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Radio. Radio. 104.1.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening to the
As per usual, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. Trying to process everything that's just happened here, C-Lane. I'm trying to just consider all of the things. We have to pick somebody for a winner for our confessions here on a Wednesday.
Okay. Did you get some ideas during the break?
Well, we have the ones that we went through and played. I think we have enough entries, even though so many more people sent them in than I played. Like, there was a lot of extras, 100%. But I think we have enough. We don't need to add any more to this. Now, what I think we might want to do is, no, by the way, we're not giving it to the fake Goonie confession. All right? The Goonies confession is out of the running. It ain't happening, okay? That is not happening at all. But what will happen right now, if you have any confessions that you think stood out, that you think should be the winner, hit us up in chat over on YouTube or Twitch or TNJ chat. Hit us up over there and tell me the one that is the one that you think should win. And if I see enough of them, then we'll throw that into the mix. I'll remind you, we had the guy with the secret 7-year-old daughter. All right, that's one of them.
Secret daughter, yes.
We had that one. We had the guy who thought he was getting some oral action from a stripper in Atlanta, but instead it was an old man, but he took the action anyways and told his friend that nothing happened. That was a lot. We had another secret daughter, as a matter of fact.
It was possible secret. Oh, wait, no, there was another one.
We had the guy who hit his one friend with both a pea cup incident and then he slept with his friend's girlfriend who got drunk at a party with him. I mean, there's a bunch of different options. So you let us know which one you think stands out there, and we'll choose this before the end of the show here. Might need to add a TNJ onesie for whoever wins. True. Yeah, that might be something that's necessary. There was a lot of babies involved in this thing here. But, okay, let's see. Anything else we need to get to before the end of the show? I was watching yesterday. There was a lot of action in Belfast. There was a wave of violence after this brutal stabbing attack in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Some lunatic who was an immigrant to Northern Ireland had attacked and tried to cut off the head of some Irish guy. Now, people are getting this story wrong. The guy who was involved in the attempting beheading, he's still alive. Like, the dude survived this somehow, some way. He lost an eye, this Irish dude did, but people were so upset about this, and people have been so upset in Europe for quite a while about the unchecked immigration that's been going on there, that they started lighting stuff on fire. There was violence erupting, and they were burning stuff down, and they said that they had had enough of this. This was on the heels of another story where some guy was attacked by a Sikh man who is also an immigrant in the country. And the man who was attacked by the Sikh man was held down because they thought he was a racist. And he ended up dying in the police custody, and they didn't go after the person who had killed him. This came out in a court case as of late. That one was in England, I believe. But these stories have caused people in Europe to boil over. Europe has taken in, 50 million plus immigrants in the last 10 years. That's a lot of people. 50 million plus in 10 years, immigrants coming to that country. That's going to cause problems no matter how you do it. All right, I think I got to be real. I think the guy who got the mouth action from the man and didn't tell his friends, I think I just got to win, sir. So email me and I'll send you a link to redeem your prize, and we'll keep your information private. But it's time for us to get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
A lot of good suggestions coming in, but I thought he got the most mentions there, so we'll give it to him. Today I Learned for Wednesday, June 10th, 2026. Today I Learned when making this theme song.
Jaws.
Jaws is correct. John Williams first played those two notes in the Jaws theme for Steven Spielberg, and Steven Spielberg laughed, thinking it was a joke, and that was all he had. He said, I was expecting something more melodic. Is that the Jaws song? But it worked out in the end, as you can tell. And finally,
more melodic. It's a shark movie.
This guy right here.
Usher.
That's right, Usher. On the Confessions mark here. The relationship and affair described in Confessions and Confessions Part 2 weren't from Usher, but those of his producer, Jermaine Dupri. He was the one who was spilling out the real confessions on that particular, well, those two songs, I guess you would say. All right, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast over at the